Hello, I'm Chris Claremont, and I freaking love freaking comics. You got a problem with that?
Yo, my name is Donnie Case, and I know the brand is I freaking love comics, but I fucking love comics.
Comics, movies, TV, video games, anime, your powers combined. I freaking love comics.
Live with Judo and Robo.
What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? I'm adding 3 what ups, so it's gone from 3 to like 5 what up.
That's
6
how you
what
know
up.
it's special, because all the
It's
what
what
ups
up.
that you get.
Oh,
What
kind
up?
of like Hayes. You know, the more wise is the more.
Yeah.
The person
Hey.
That's right. Or the LOL with 7 L's.
and someone
Also-
else like.
I need you guys to police. You guys need to police me on this, but I'm trying to incorporate more finger guns into my overall interaction. I saw it in a movie, and I really like how it comes
You know,
across.
it was actually going to be something I wanted to talk to you about. I was going to do it offline, but I was like, hey, you don't have enough finger guns in your show, and can you just put
Dude.
some more in? So,
Dude, you, me, my mother, my friend, like everybody, everyone's been telling me that. So I'm
not
really
enough
trying
finger
to.
guns.
Hey, hey guys, this is gonna be a really good episode. We got Cypher here, as you can see.
Cypher.
My main man.
Lo Tigre!
And we got.
I'm waiting. Judah's going to do it. Low Tiger, right? Right, guys?
Is it little tigers? Hey, I'm cool too.
Sorry, go ahead.
we got the Robe Diggity, Robo over here. Hey man, you got to change it up. I'm the guns guy.
Oh, sorry.
Be this guy. Be the Try that one out. Okay, yeah.
Alright. Don't do
We got a
that.
good show. We got a good show today. Glad you guys are in the live stream. We're gonna talk about some comic book news, some nerd news. We're gonna talk about some video game shit with Cypher over here, and then we're just gonna kind of bullshit around. We have some watch party stuff that we were thinking of doing a little bit later. We did that a little while ago, and everyone seemed to really enjoy it. Well,
Yeah.
I should say we seemed to really enjoy it, and hopefully everybody else did too.
Can I say that I appreciate the fact that we got some comic news, we got some news, and we also got some video game shit, and I'm like, word. So just thanks guys, thanks for the invite.
But I mean shit in a good way, like
Oh,
some good shit,
Like
you know?
it's
the
the
shit,
shit.
gotcha.
Right.
Like the shit, yeah, yeah,
you
not
do
like
shit, but you have to strive to be the shit.
Caleb Miller says, bro, you're looking haggard. Whose friend is that?
I know Caleb Miller. Is he calling me haggard?
You look haggard,
call
bruv. I don't know how to feel
How do we
about
boot
that,
people? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's see, right click.
I was saying, like, I got you.
All right, let's jump right into the news for those watching. So the main thing that, the comic book fans out there are kind of trying to figure out right now is what is going on with the future of comic books? How are they going to get released, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go over some of the release titles, starting off with Diamond. So here's what's interesting about this whole release deal is with Diamond put out a release schedule on how things are going to come out. And funny enough, they don't seem to match with the actual publishers. And it's kind of sad because what we're going to do is we're going to look at the discrepancies between what Black Diamond is putting out and what Marvel, for example. And that's our biggest news right there is the Marvel schedule. It's kind of let down a couple of people. But let's go through
But
all
they're
of
back.
them.
But
And
they
we're
are
gonna-
back.
We're gonna be back. Yeah, we're back. People are upset. You can't make everybody happy. So really, for the most part, fuck them. But so here's what we have. So from Diamond, they threw out some May releases. Some big ones that I'm looking at is Captain America Marvel Snapshot #1, Empire Avengers #0. It's Diamond has on the schedule. So that's supposed to be like the next big event, Empire. Spell with a Y, so you know it's going to be cool.
Thor 5 and Venom 25 are both coming out this week.
Yeah. There is a list here. Yep. Immortal Hulk 34. Marauders. Here's where we get into the deal. Marauders 10, New Mutants 10, but no X-Men. So that's some people were like, "What the f about that?" Thor number 5. So hold on to that. Put that one in your pocket. Thor number 5. Diamond releases puts on the 20 May release. So put that in your pocket, and we're gonna come back to that in here in a couple seconds. DC again from Diamond. Batman 89, third publishers. Batman and the Outsiders number 12. We're gonna go ahead and steal, and hopefully we don't get sued. But CBR.com got an exclusive preview of Batman and the Outsiders number 12, introducing a new hero. So we'll probably scan through that real quick. And if you want to see the preview in all its glory, go to CBR.com. So yeah, I mean, I'm not a big DC guy, but we got Flash 753 coming out there. Flash Giant number 4. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy hardcovers getting released. A lot of trade paperbacks. So here's the main deal. Is it looks like the plan for a lot of this stuff is basically playing catch up. So at least what Marvel's doing is coming out and taking, like, here's all these comics, and here's all the trade paperbacks. Here's the comics, here's the trade paperbacks. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you guys real quick. Flo and Aaron, you might not be able to see this, but I'm just going to flip this real quick. I'm going to show you some bad news. Let's see. Share screen. All right. How's this work? Boom, boom. So we're going to come over here, and I'm going to throw up Marvel. So check this shit out. I'm in an
elevator with somebody right now.
So if you check this out, you're going to see... I got to move some stuff around. Boom, move that over there, move that over there. All right. May 27th. Regardless of what Diamond says, Marvel says their first kick out the door is May 27th. And look what we have here. Amazing Spider-Man number 43, Avengers number 33, Marauders number 10, Venom 25, which I'm all right about, Star Wars Dr. Aphra. That's it. June 3rd. Astonishing X-Men, Ghost Rider, Mephisto, Sensational She-Hulk, blah, blah, you know what I mean? X-Men Volume 1 trade paperback. June 10th. Remember I told you to put that Thor number 5 in your back pocket? June 10th, as announced by Marvel. Black Cat, Daredevil, Deadpool, Excalibur, Miles Morales, New Mutants. Let me just go all the way to... Thor number 5, we're not going to see until the June 24th release. Now that one hurt my feelings. I'm not going to lie.
That's not what Donny Cates is tweeting.
Yeah.
He's saying that Thor 5 and Venom 25 are coming out, like, soon, very soon, like maybe next week.
Well, yesterday, this is from Marvel.com, and as much as I love Donny Cates and as much he is the supreme leader of our cult, I don't think his word trumps Marvel.com.
Yeah. I wonder what the disconnect is.
Well, that's why it's the big news, right? So a lot of you have Diamond. Like if I told you I worked at Diamond, right, and I'm like I'm the distributor for Diamond, I'm like, bro, I'm the dude, I'm the CEO. I think I know when comic books are coming out. Even still, you might get cited, and this is why it's big news. Is that Marvel yesterday publishes their release schedule. And they're like, oh, shit. Like, Diamond got it wrong. Everybody got it wrong. So maybe this is like a last-minute boardroom deal. I don't know. But according to this latest release, we have Thor number 5 coming out June 24th. So here's the big deal is,
I think I think one of the reasons why there's so much, I guess, ambiguity or conflicting information is because it's developing by the minute. Because a lot of what they do is depending on what's going on a larger scale, like in the country. Related to what's states that are resuming business as normal, which states aren't, stuff like that.
That's right.
I don't even think it's that deep. Honestly, I think this is just a power trip. So hear me out.
I like it.
Controversy.
In the video game world, for example, right? So you have developers, publishers, studios, and you know what I mean? There's so many hands that comes out with a game, right? So E3, for example, the Giants press conference, our game is gonna get released in, let's say, holidays, as you know, 2021 January, right?
Mm-hmm.
The publisher, let's say Activision, it'd be like, fuck that, we won money, you're gonna drop this in November, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens, right? Now with social media and like everybody's getting a little bit bolder, especially with everything's going on, a lot of developers be like, hey, we would love to drop this, we would love to delay this. However, our bosses say they want to drop it for you guys on the holiday. Our game is not complete yet, but you know, do what you want. Public outrage, right? All of a sudden, you're like, no, we want this either now or we want it later when it's perfected. I mean,
right.
so then the big wigs, you know what I mean, the dudes in the boardroom be like, you put us in a shitty position. I can't fire you because I need you. You know what I mean? However, I'll give in to your demands, and then later we'll talk about some type of like petty retroactive.
We'll
punishment.
talk offline, as they
You know
say.
what I mean? Pretty much, but it's like, okay, I can't drop you. People are loving the comic. People are loving
That's
the
right.
product.
Some Game of Thrones shit.
Yeah, pretty much. And it happens so often because the disconnect is not so much of. It always comes down to money, right? Because let's face it, you guys are starving for comics. And I say you guys because you guys obviously are bigger comic heads than I am, right? You guys are starving for comics. They know the public is starving for comics, right? You know what I mean?
For sure.
The money's not gonna stop because COVID-19. Hell, and going back to like with what's going on in the largest scale of the country, we've seen the extent of human stupidity. If I tell you, you know what? Hey, you're gonna die if you walk outside, but you can still go outside. People are like, screw it. If I can't see it, it doesn't exist, type thing.
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying?
That's right.
So that's
Kind of like how people are burning down 4G towers because 5G is bad. Just trying to figure
exactly
it
right.
Yeah.
You see what I mean? So the fence is not the issue, or like the work. Like no, they'll find a way. It's coming down to internally the power struggle. Like yes, I'm making the comic. Yes, you're publishing it, but who is? I mean, who is right, or I guess you can say in this particular case. So that's really what I think what it comes down to. I don't think it's because they might say like every company now they'll drop a commercial. We at Pickle Burgers, we care about you. You know what I mean? But still buy our sandwiches. You know, and like it's like stay home. We'll take this underpaid delivery guy to take it to you, but we're in this together.
I can't go without pickle burgers, by the way.
I'm just saying, pickle burger sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I hate pickles. If you don't get that disease looking rich out of my sandwich.
I was reading about they're going to be opening up. They're going to be bringing comic racks back to like supermarkets and stuff. I think it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because that's where people go now. People go to the supermarket. That's like one of the only places people go. So it's brilliant to throw those racks in the market where the kids are going to see it and grab it off the shelf.
Marketing strategy: put them next to the toilet paper.
That real estate by the toilet paper, people are probably like competing for that shit right now.
Bro, that's what it is, bro. Like,
So double-edged sword, man. Double-edged sword. So in the last show we did with Aquaman, let me tell you, I did it good.
Nice.
Aquaman. Here's the deal: is we were complaining about how kids aren't buying comics. Now, double-edged sword is this: hey, how do we get comics back? In the limelight. How do we get them? How do we get kids reading it? And I'll tell you that article. I read the article that got released. It's one publisher. There's like 4 or 5 titles on it, but it's something, right? So Walmart's putting these out at over 4,000 stores, but that doesn't include Marvel and all that yet, right? Unless all of a sudden that thing blows up, Marvel, you bet your ass and be like, okay, let me try that shit. Here's the other side of the sword, though. You're gonna start seeing less blood, less adult themes, because they're going to try to get these titles to be able to be on the Walmart shelves, and it's going to be like, all right, guess I'm going full indie now, you know what I mean? We'll see. Like,
all right.
But hey, man, that's where like original X-Men, original Spider-Man was. They were in the stores, they had to abide by certain guidelines, and some of the greatest shit of all time.
But when they were coming out, they were, we loved them for that. Like, I don't know. I can only speak personally. Like, if you still like that stuff, if people out there still like the stuff, that's great. When I sit there and I'm reading through the old X-Men stuff, I read it for nostalgia and classic writing and powerful. These are great stories. Great. I don't enjoy them as much as Donny Cates' work now. Like, and I'm not like just blowing him to be like oh, like he's the new hottest thing. I like Donny Cates. I like all these new writers that are writing for adults. You know what I mean? And so that's what I like about it. And if I got this very generic, watered down thing because they're going to be on the shelf for Walmart, just me personally, I probably won't like it as much, you know. So hopefully there's less of me and more of the other people who don't mind.
Polly says that it's going to kill the comic book stores. I got to be honest, Polly, respectfully disagree. I think if anything, it's going to get younger people to enter those stores because they're going to get that little taste, that free hit at Walmart or at the supermarket, and they're going to be like, holy shit, this stuff is cool, and they might well, I mean, it's all speculative. Who knows what they're going to do? But they might find themselves walking into the comic book store when they open. Who knows?
It might just. Okay.
No, I was just about to say the same thing. Like, it's not going to kill it. If anything, I think what you here's the thing, Robo. I think you're thinking more of you're thinking like what you read is going to go into Walmart. No, of course not. I mean, think about all the trash animated movies that came out. You know what I'm saying? After like the success of the Marvel Cinematic, like that's not in the main. So like those are just independent, stories that they created. Like, here, kids, buy our toys. You know how you like Iron Man? Here, watch this cartoon about Iron Man. So here's what I think. What could happen that's going to be extremely lucrative, right? Kids read manga, right? Manga is extremely gory. I mean, more so than the anime. You think some animes are so gory, but like you're like, oh, there's always going to be that bougie ass. I'll be like, the manga's worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, the manga's bad. Like,
no, man. This Junji Ito shit, definitely not for kids.
No, but what I'm saying is,
yeah.
When I was reading, let's think about teenagers, right? Especially like, there's nothing more. No offense to none of you guys, right? There's nothing more bougie than a comic book reader. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk your opinion like, oh my goodness, I love Age of Ultron, for example, right? And somebody was like, well, actually, it wasn't even Tony Stark that created Ultron. It was Hank Pym and Ultron. I mean, it's always like there's always that asshole.
That's every nerd culture though. You can't even talk about video games without somebody being like, is it PC?
No, perfect. So back to what Polly said and to Aaron said, like, give somebody the taste, like just a hint of this. You want to ascend? You want to be superior? Read this. You think it's amazing? Mm-hmm. You see that little comic book store where a bunch of middle-aged dudes go in? Go there.
Boom.
And all of a sudden, you're gonna have all these forums, all these things talking about like the comic book conversation is gonna come back alive again. It's like, bro, what you talking about? Amazing Spider-Man is way better than Spectacular. But you know what I mean? But you just gotta give them a little taste. Think about it as crack.
Caleb Miller says your local Walmart can't come close to the environment of a local comic book store. Nor will they ever carry the same inventory. So you said it earlier, True. Judah. Like, it's all about speculation, right? And whenever we do this kind of thing, if we ever have this debate, the only thing we can do in this sort of debate is just imagine all these what if scenarios. Like, well, what if it's this and what if it's that? Well, I'll just flip a what if right now. We live in a capitalist society, and the money and money follows money. That's all anybody gives a shit about, right? Nobody gives a fuck about my love for comics or my love for a character. They'll fucking delete Spider-Man tomorrow if it makes them $1 billion. Like they don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. So, nor will they carry the same inventory, like Caleb Miller says. That's where I will agree with you guys. If Walmart becomes these, or grocery stores in general become these racks to where it's just like a couple titles where, do you like what you see? Go to this specialty shop. Or if it goes back to how it was in the 80s where you have entire rows of magazines and I don't have to go to a local comic book shop, another speculation.
That's never even been the case. It's never been the case because that's why comic book stores started in the first place. I mean, there were comics in the supermarket, and that created an environment where people were like, it would be really lucrative to open comic book stores. That's where they came from. So it's counterintuitive to say that they would in any way limit comic book stores to do the very thing that caused the comic book store to
print media is already dying, so we'll see. I don't know.
No, think about it this way, man. I think this has been a method that has been done and proven. I'm gonna give you apples and oranges, right? But sneakers. You can go to Foot Locker, get yourself a pair of Jordans, right? You know what I mean? Retail price, cool. You can get yourself a pair of Air Force Ones, right? Once a sneakerhead becomes a sneakerhead, he's not gonna get his fix at a Champs or a Foot Locker. He's gonna go to your local, sneaker store that specialize in Nike Dunks or these Gator Bands. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it sounds weird, but again, I'm not promoting crack, people. I'm just saying, it's like crack. You get that taste, and you're like, I fucking love these things. You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna get what I need, right? Because don't even forget about like the adult material. It could be like an old ass fucking Astonishing X-Men, right? And somebody like, I need to know how this ends. I need to know if Kitty finally, Colossus finally hook up, or whatever the case may be. It's like, what can I find out? All of a sudden, you go to your local comic, and that might thrive. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of things that has become big, because sneaker stores that only started like to become popular. It was like 2006, 2007. I mean, once Jordan, for example,
what kind of stores?
Like sneaker stores. Like your local sneaker stores, that was like 2006, 2007. Because when Nike decided, when Jordan realized it's more lucrative to drop these in limited supply, you know what I'm saying, and then just give the retailer X amount. After people were done camping out, people were either going to eBay or they started like a lot of these local sneaker shops has started popping up, right?
Yeah, artificially limiting inventory has been the deal like since forever though. Like that's why that's the only reason why diamonds right now are expensive is because we got bears saying we're only going to release this many, even though they're not rare gems anymore. But I mean, we have a lot of
dub ears.
Yeah, whatever the fuck they're calling them.
Yeah.
But
that was like Leonardo DiCaprio, you know what I'm saying? Blood Diamond.
Blood Diamond, yeah. So here's the deal is like, but we also have things like GameStop. I mean, you know what? Maybe y'all are right. Maybe the death of comic books wouldn't be Marvel or what's on their shelves or what's not on their shelves. But right now we have a struggling market. Maybe it helps. Maybe it hurts. All I know is I see places like GameStop. Again, Caleb brings up a good point about the direct market. We already have struggling people with the direct market. I'm going to tell you what. I think it's wishful thinking that kids getting hooked on comic books in Walmart are going to go to local comic book stores. You know where kids are probably going to go? Fucking Amazon. I'm going to get that Marvel Unlimited app. That's what's going to happen,
I don't know, because I hate going to.
I mean, we don't know, but
I hate the GameStop and like newsstand analogy only for two things, right? Those were just bad business practices. You know what I mean? You're charging me for example, newsstand. You're charging me $5, $7, $8. This is back in the 50s for a piece of for paper that cost you 48 cents to make. You know what I mean? To print. You know what I mean? GameStop, they had horrible business practice. You know what I mean? So when it comes
like
down
comics.
to it, no, but I think here's the difference between a GameStop and a comic book store, right? Like, I could probably digitally download this comic or get it from Amazon, but a lot of people go there for the interaction. You know what I mean?
I don't. I hate people.
Oh yeah, but you might be in the wrong business if you hate people and you're trying to become a content creator.
Hey, no, this is perfect. Everybody is on that side of the screen. What's up? I love you guys. More love to you, K-React. Stay on that side of the screen.
Follow Robo Strange on Facebook and you'll see what he means.
Find out where he lives. He loves hugs.
My whole point with that is that I think you can never replace human interaction. Everybody in the internet, I hate people. I hate, like, before COVID-19, I hate people. I could live in that cabin by myself for 2 years. And everybody now, like, I need to touch somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole
I've been touching myself a lot lately. I feel like
nobody touches me like I touch me. Let me tell you that right now.
Is this live?
Okay, I think we're ready to go live now. It was a good practice run.
God damn.
Hey, Polly said something funny. Not funny, true. She goes, if that brings Walmart a lot of cash. So check this out. I hate to interrupt, but listen. Again, it goes back to the same point. It goes back to the same point about how nobody knows how it's going to go. It's all speculation. If it makes Walmart another, just like how, guess what, Walmart, even in the military, the base exchangers or PXs, NEXs, whatever you call it, they needed to create a section to compete with the Best Buys out there. So now you got Power Zones, you got all this stuff. Let me tell you something. If you think Walmart isn't gonna see a little section of comic books and goes, God damn, that was really successful, and they're not gonna carve out a corner of Walmart that goes, here's your comic book spot, local comic book stores are fucked. Because that's what Walmart does anyway. That's their MO. That's what they do.
Well,
they have a whole section of they have a whole section of auto supplies, and that's definitely not putting AutoZone out of business.
Yeah.
Well,
You know what I mean?
AutoZone is a franchise. We're talking about
They have
Little
a
mom
gun
and pop
section.
shop. Yeah,
People-
a mom and
people-
pop shop. Yeah.
we're talking about Jake that had a dream, decided to open up a comic book store. We're not
Talking about
you know,
we're talking about Luke. You don't care about Luke?
Well,
No.
what I'm saying is there are privately owned gun shops, and they're doing incredibly well. Gun shops are not going anywhere.
that's
and
that's a
every
different
Walmart
situation, though.
And Walmart sells guns.
Yeah, it is.
Walmart
You're
sells
in,
a lot
you're
of
in
guns.
America. Walmart.
America
I bet you. Yeah. You're
Hold
not
on,
touching
time out.
anybody's guns in the United States.
Okay, well, I think what is the narrative here? Are we worried about the success of comic books in the release date, or are we worried about local comic book shops? Because no, I get it, but if the topic is if the
That's
comic
not a
books are
bad
going to be
point.
successful, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who cares where you get your supply? Who cares who your dealer is? That's because when I started, I thought we were talking about like release dates. Who's our supplier? Where we're gonna get it? But now the conversation shift to, well, man, but I really care about my local comic book shops, and this is two different beasts.
So as IFLC, we care about local comic book shops. We support local comic book shops. We see them as the beating heart of the comic book industry. And maybe it's not the most not the most financially and business-like, most expeditious way for comics to be distributed, but we still see a value in there being a community gathering place for people to get their comics and for there to be small businesses associated with it.
Yeah.
So we're all, I think I speak for Robo. You can clarify if you want, but I think we both agree that it's something we don't want to see go away, and we're looking for that middle ground where comic books continue to thrive, but those businesses also continue to exist. And I'm not 100% sure where that is yet.
So
I think Flo, you make a good point though. The point is not which one you have which one you care more about or whatever, but I think that is a good point. That is two different conversations. What is good for the comic book industry? Which, by the way, again, I love you, Luke, but I don't know. Maybe what's good for the heart of the comic book industry, the lifeblood of the comic book industry, isn't comic book stores. Because if we could do something like have a Apple TV app or something like that, that's going to be like, boom, comic books are now back into $1 billion industry. And you know what we had to do? We had to move away from print media. Sorry, 40-year-olds who were collecting comic books. But that's not what we said it. We said it in the last show. We said when my son was right out there looking for the trades for in between the avatars, when my son was talking about we're on the last season of Attack on Titan, and I was telling him how there's more to the story in the mangas. Mm-hmm. He's looking at oh, for real? Oh, I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm seeing if it's online. I'm like, dude's like, oh, take me to the comic book store so I can flip through these pages. They don't want to see it. So I don't know. But you're right. Just real quick, I'm gonna close my point out by saying you're right. I do value comic book stores. I want them to stay open, and we definitely make sure we go. We've done it more than once now. Call up Luke and be like, "Hey, can I get these things?" And he goes there. I tell everybody out there, "Hey, go out there and support your local comic book store." But I don't know if that's what's best for comic books in general.
So I hate to be this guy, right? Because that's.
Nobody hates to be the guy they're about to be.
Fuck.
No. In this particular situation, I really do not like being this guy, right? But if there's something that the digital era has taught us, is that if you don't adapt to the times, you will be forgotten to obscurity.
Yeah,
right?
evolve or die. Yeah.
What's it called? CDs. They were revolutionary, but their longevity was very short, right? Everything started going digital. You know what I'm saying? Books, everything. So my thing is, unfortunately, right? If you want your business to thrive right now, you got to get with the times. You know what I mean? And it's gonna sound really fucked up, because I know you guys have developed a rapport, relationship with your, Luke was a comic book, but It sounds to me that this is going to be another thing that in the capitalist nation, when you're coming from love to the form versus execution of the paper trail, you're gonna get the paper trail's gonna win. The money's gonna have to flow.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And right now, the comic book industry. I'm not even talking about comics. I'm just talking about comic book heroes, like in pop culture media. They're in a very fragile state. You know, Marvel just ended their phase. We don't know where we're gonna go next, right? COVID-19 happened, everything got delayed. DC is trying to strike in. So right now, every company needs a home run, right? And if that means, look, I have to leave, look behind to pursue, something that is more lucrative, that's just is what needs to happen. I mean, simple as that. Think of Spotify, think of Netflix, think of all those things, those two juggernauts, all the things they put out of business, and how many companies follow suit. HBO Go, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all these things. They're gonna get forgotten to obscurity unless you adapt to the times.
I'm still mad that back when Netflix was just mailing you little DVDs, and then you put them in the little sleeve and you put them back, that I didn't buy stock then. Can you imagine?
Me too. I had the option.
So I think there's a very, very good, almost likely chance that the paper, like you said, is going to go away. It's not practical. Although even they still print newspapers. They're just expensive and rare, but they still print them.
Right.
And I don't think they're ever gonna stop, because I think on some level, even if it's just a little bit, it'll still exist.
As long as we're alive, it's gonna exist. We're always gonna be there.
So the question is, do you care if everyone's talking about it? Does it need to be the trendy? Does it have to be popular? As long as it exists, I'll be at least some degree happy. You know what I mean? As long as I can read an Iron Man story, I don't care if it's like if it's trending. You know what I mean? I'd like it to be trending. That leads to more content. But I don't think we can relax in the sense that I don't think I don't think American Marvel and DC superheroes are gonna die and go away forever. You know?
We talked about this outside the shop the other day, many months ago now. Actually, it feels like the other day. Actually, it feels like years ago. But where we talk about where money drives talent. You know what I mean? If the money for doctors was in replacing hands with awesome tools and guns, and that's where everyone would be. But right now the money's in cosmetic surgery, then that's where the richest doctors go. If comic books ever fall off and don't become trendy and don't become major money makers like they still are, you know what I mean? Even if we're just talking about movies, then we're gonna lose talent, and those people are gonna be like.
But wait, so let me walk you through this. So you raise a good point. Money drives talent. The most talented people will go towards the most lucrative way to use their skills. So if one place is paying doctors $150,000 a year and another place is paying doctors $40,000 a year, doctors are going to go to that place paying $150,000 a year. But if one place is only paying doctors $40,000 a year and one place is only paying doctors $10,000 a year, and there's no other places paying doctors anything, they'll settle for the $40,000 a year if that's all there is.
But there's never a world in which there's no world where there's no
hypothetical.
Right, but we're talking about writers. Authors.
So if we get
exist.
to the place where if we get to the position where comic book writers are only getting paid this much by Marvel and DC, they're still going to go write superhero comics for Marvel and DC rather than get paid even less by a smaller company. You know what I mean? There's still going to be money drives talent, but passion drives talent as well. And it's not like all these people that want to write comic books are gonna go be carpenters and painters and fucking
no. They just write other books like Harry Potter that makes them millions on millions of dollars.
If comic books are going away, Harry Potter's going away. You know what I mean? Like it's
no. You just write a book and you get published, and then you make money off of it. Comic books is a totally different industry.
Out of here with that bullshit.
If people don't have the mental, if people aren't in the area where they can focus on a book with pictures and words, then I don't think just words are going to survive either. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so here's where this analogy fell apart for me, right? We're comparing comic book writers to doctors, right? And how
money
this
drives
happens
talent. Yeah,
we're talking about
Versus.
So like it's something that's always gonna be in demand, right? Fucking, we need, like the same way we need teachers, we're gonna need doctors. My point is, right? You guys, money's gonna drive talent, but we forget the very, very crucial fundamental of economics is, supply and demand.
Good night, Michael.
You know what I mean?
Night,
Good night,
Michael.
Old
Yeah, but
ass
good night.
in the UK.
I know, right? But here's the thing: money drives talent, but you gotta meet the supply and demand. If there's no demand for it, I don't care if this place is paying 10,000, the other one is charging 50. If I can find a dude that will do it for 9,000 because he needs the work, you know what I mean? I'll go below the bar because who cares? The supply is not meeting the demand. So the question is, right? How long would this medium will remain popular with pop culture? Because like when I say fragile, I don't mean like, oh, superheroes never gonna die in America. Of course not. But let's look at the jump between in the 90s, Marvel going bankrupt. You know what I'm saying? So, selling their rights to the most beloved characters, and right now the characters that became big name were honestly Marvel's B-listers. Iron Man, fucking Ant-Man, all these people. Their big money was like X-Men, Fantastic Four. Those was Marvel's like babies, right? All of a sudden, with the success of Iron Man, and the popularity skyrocket. All of a sudden, there's an interest. You know what I'm saying? You need to maintain that interest. Once the interest starts dwindling down, and whatever drives the hype train at this point, the demand is gonna go lower. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna give a fuck about the passion aside from the people that actually love it. In case us. There's
still a San Francisco Philharmonic, man. There's still a Berlin Orchestra. There's still, people haven't been listening to that shit for centuries, man. You know what I mean? But it still exists.
There was a time where everybody was doing that, though. There was a time when there was 100 Philharmonics across the nation, and now there's one because nobody listens to that shit anymore.
And that might happen to comics, but the point is that it's not going to go away.
It's not going
to go away.
But the topic is not whether it's going to survive. The topic is the quality.
That's it. That's my only point. That's my only point.
And that's a great point, because if you look at any of the people that sit on the San Francisco Philharmonic, they're fucking amazing. They're some of the best musicians in the world. You know what I mean?
No denying it.
So it's obviously the talent survived because there was the passion. There are people
here's where that.
And the most prestigious place to play is with the San Francisco Philharmonic.
Here's again where I feel that analogy breaks apart is that you can't have symphonies in any other way. A writer is a writer. Like a comic book writer is not this special niche to where it's like, hey, all I can do is when you're playing the fucking cello, all you can do is play the cello. Where'd I go fucking play the cello? You know what I mean? Like what you do is if I'm a comic book writer and comic books aren't paying anymore, it's like, well, I gotta keep writing comic books. No, you don't. You can go be the next Harry Potter writer. You can go be a screenplay writer and make millions. Like there's other. If you're just a writer in general, and Donny Cates has published on not comic book shit, you're gonna go somewhere else where that pays more money. Hopefully,
you're saying that a cellist is so niche that there's nowhere for them to go except playing a symphony. And that's.
There's other places. Like, there's other places. There's people who write music for movies and shit. You know what I mean? There's other places for them to go. But
what I'm saying is, even with diminished interest in that genre, there's still people that are not only making a living doing it, but incredibly talented people making a living doing it, and it's more accessible than it's ever been. You can listen to it right now. You used to have to wait for the symphony to be in town and go to get your fucking horn thing and your spectacles.
Awesome. Look. But you just kind of made our point for us. You know what I mean? What I don't be waiting oh my god, whatever symphony's on tour, I'm gonna go follow. You know what I mean? It's the thing is, dude. Think about it this way, right? If you take away the love that you have for comics, because if you take away that bias, if you think about it from the standpoint that matters, which is unfortunately in this case is money, because I don't want none of this shit. I enjoy this shit. I don't want it to go away.
So you guys are saying that if it's not making enough money, that not only is it going to be greatly diminished, but also the only people doing it are going to be talentless hacks, because all the talented people are going to go, I don't know, draw ads for Burger King
books,
or whatever.
Fool. Write books.
No.
Don't misrepresent it. write books that are gonna
I'm
make
not-
them tons of money. Like they're
I'm
gonna
not
go
saying
do
they're
other
gonna
things
go
that make them
like,
money.
I'm just saying, like, they'll probably take the talent somewhere else. The point is, dude, if you go down in history, anytime any type of medium falls apart, right? The people just, you know what I mean? Okay, video games, right? Atari, ET single-handedly caused the video game crash in the 80s, right? It was a meltdown. They never said there was going to be a market for video games, right? Nintendo came around, dropped Mario, all of a sudden revolutionized. After damn near almost 15 years, right? When there was no market. Those programmers that made back in those like 20-bit era, they didn't just go back to like, oh, I can't make video games no more. I'm going to become a plumber right now. You know what I'm saying? No, they probably got other type of,
Other
I don't know.
programming jobs in other industries that are paying programmers more money.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, if somebody at Epic Studios, right, the people that make Fortnite, loses their job, hell, I can't even. Let's not even go too far. EA's been killing a lot of development studios, right? A lot of them just move to different companies. They don't just be like, oh, well, I guess I can't work at this, but whatever I was working on before, I'm just gonna stop. You know what I mean? That's just life. You know what I mean? Like, you just gotta adapt to it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that there's gonna be talented people. There's gonna be love for it, but it's the same. You know what I mean? People are not camping out to go to symphonies. People, you know what I mean? Like, and Robo made a good point about his son.
According to Polly, the free opera concerts are always packed.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They're free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been to a lot of free situations. Like, I'm like, I went to see Three Doors Down because it was free one time. And
so you talk about money. You talk about money drive. You talk about money driving talent. This is something people are doing for free. That's passion driving talent, and they're good.
And let's hope. And just to wrap it up, Judah, I hope you're right. I hope that the death of print means that if we get this niche comic book thing, where only the baddest motherfuckers are writing comic books, and it's the best comic books we've ever written.
Me too.
I don't know what form it's gonna take, but I don't think it's gonna die.
And they're gonna do it for free.
I don't think it's gonna lose all its talent. That's all.
No,
right.
The talent.
You know what? The talent is there. They're gonna do it
for
for free because they do it from the heart.
on the heart.
I'll say this. Obviously people work for money, but I think that in 100 years, if comics makes $0, there's gonna be someone somewhere still doing it, and some of them are probably gonna be good. I'm not saying I can't say what form it's gonna take or what capacity it's gonna be at, but I think there's always gonna be people that are impassioned by it that do a good job. That's all I'm saying.
In 100 years, my comic books don't come in form of holograms. I don't
yeah.
I don't want them in holograms. I just want them in a little chip that I can shove into my eye, and then I watch them, and then I'm just sitting there like, "What are you doing?" Like, "Oh, reading comic books."
You know that's gonna be used mainly for porn.
Yeah.
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 But okay. So my whole thing about this particular topic is.
Oh, are we still talking about like what happens to the comic book industry?
No. I was about to do a segue, but you know.
Are you gonna do a segue to some video games? Let's do
you
it.
kind of killed the momentum.
You should see how little people got paid when they were making some of the greatest comics of all time. They were getting fucked, and they were still making like really great shit.
But instead, let's talk about how little people get paid making video games. Before
I got really interrupted, giggity. I was gonna say about comic books and no, it's just something I do. Don't worry about it. Dude. It's just something. Don't worry. I thought I was streaming. So we're talking about comic books and how lucrative they can be and whatnot. And right now, since E3 got canceled, all of a sudden, all these game news and articles are being leaked. People don't know if they're true or not, even though they're coming out from like reputable sources. And I know you guys are not big on video DC, but the new Injustice 3 got leaked, right? Or details. And
I like Injustice.
Injustice 3. Injustice in general is one of those fighting. It's basically Mortal Kombat with DC scan. But to me, I'm actually very excited. This is supposed to be supposedly Ed Boon said it's gonna be the last one. It was supposed to be a trilogy. And like the main villain, I'm actually kind of interested about this because I've never seen him in any popular medium. Is I think it's Necron, the head of the Black Lantern Corps.
Sinestro.
The Black Lanterns. I don't know if you guys ever read The Darkest Knight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's supposed to be the main villain, which I'm actually pretty interested in how that's gonna translate in video game form because obviously video game like in story mode you're just gonna start fighting the same characters over and over. Where in then Darkest Nights, he was basically reviving all their superheroes and they're zombies now or whatever the case may be. So I'm actually pretty excited about that. They also say that the Penguin is gonna be a playable character, which I had no idea how that's gonna work.
It better be the Danny
But-
DeVito version.
Huh?
It better be the Danny DeVito version.
That's the only version that I want.
Yeah.
But they also talking about like one of their guest characters is gonna be Neo from the Matrix.
No shit. Shut up.
That's
What?
But
That's what
are they
they
gonna
said.
make that in continuity? So Neo from the
What's that?
Matrix is in the Injustice story?
Does that mean
No.
in the Matrix? Like, how does he have any abilities to fight them unless they're all in the Matrix? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you didn't watch part 3 then?
I did. It just didn't make any sense to me. I watched it. I was like, why does he have powers outside the Matrix? It makes no sense.
He's Jesus, bro.
He's basically IT Jesus. That's
There
what
has
it
to
is.
be a there has to be a larger Matrix.
So, but no,
That
I
is a
think
fan theory.
a lot of the guest characters they for like NetherRealm Studios games, like even in Mortal Kombat, like when Jason was on, like Jason the Predator, the Alien, they weren't in the main continuity. They were like, hey, look who we secured the rights for,
Yeah.
So right now they say I was excited when I saw Neo, right? Because to me, I don't know, like we haven't seen Neo at any type of video game-esque cameos or anything like that since the PS2 days. So I'm actually kind of excited, and especially in the fighting game. And now Keanu Reeves, he's basically in everything now. You know what I mean? He's like,
He's what
film
Jeff Goldblum was like 5 years ago, where everybody loved him.
Yeah.
I just
Jason
don't.
Momoa.
Here's the thing that gets me about those games, man, is I gotta really turn my comic book nerd brain off because I'm like for instance, I pick Superman. I should just be able to just blow your brains out, like okay, and fight, done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Neo, I'm playing as Neo. I pick Neo. I got that dude. Like, all right. And all of a sudden you try to play, but your controller doesn't work, and then the camera zooms in on Neo, and he's like. And then you jump into the body and explodes. And you're like, bro, you use that cheap move every time, man.
To be fair, I think even Neo in the movie forgot about that move. 'Cause he only did it once.
Oh yeah, one time. Like you should have been doing that every time. But I'm trying to plug my
No,
shit.
Every time.
he should have been fucking head diving everybody. Like everybody that opposed him was like, all right, bro, I'm about to be all up in your guts, literally.
Literally. I'm not even saying no homo. I'm just gonna jump right in.
He did. He went straight in, bro.
Yeah.
They adapted it. They adapted Injustice to a comic series, and it was actually really good as far as comic
heard it was really
adaptations
good.
of games go.
I was actually going to talk about that because I actually enjoyed that comic. Once you have to turn off your brain about for this comic though, because Superman, this version of Superman, super nerf, right? Because like in the game, or even the comics, they explain like, oh, why can't Superman just say, fuck it, I'm just gonna kill everybody, He goes, oh, because they develop a super steroid. And all of a sudden, everybody can take a hit for Superman. But they also explain that this version of Superman is not as strong as, pick a version, you know what I mean?
And Joker's like powered up. He's leveled up.
Oh yeah, Joker. Even then, dude. Like, I read this comic, so I actually want to. I was gonna ask you guys, like, I don't know how much you guys know about DC lore or whatnot, but like,
I'll be right back.
Scarecrow, right? His toxin.
Can you believe this fucking guy?
I know, right? Well, you gotta pay. Oh wait, he's here.
Am I pointing the wrong direction? You believe this fucking guy? I'm just kidding.
To me, with Scarecrow, like the Scarecrow's toxin affect how you perceive somebody's mass. You know what I'm saying? Because Superman kills Lois Lane, a perennial Lois Lane, because he thinks he got infected with a kryptonite infused.
He loses his damn mind. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he thought, hey, Lois Lane, oh, that's Doomsday, right? But I don't know. Every time I see Doomsday's like 7 feet tall, 800 pounds, solid muscle. And Lois Lane is like, 80 pounds. You know what I mean? So I wonder, like, couldn't you not? Okay, so, but I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the storyline. The second game was a little, story-wise, it was the weaker of the two, in my opinion.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I mean, because the whole, it was riddled with plot holes, in my opinion, Overall, though, I'm actually excited for this one. I mean, they also teased a Rocksteady also leaked out, supposedly, a new Batman game, but it's not going to be part of the Arkham series.
No?
Oh.
No, it's
That's
gonna
too
be
bad.
it's
See,
gonna be a
I
whole.
don't know then.
You know what I mean?
Well,
It's not gonna be,
in like 3 decades of Batman games, I think the Arkham games are the only like really good ones. Although
That's
there
what I
was
mean.
there was a pretty decent one that was based on the animated series Batman back in like it was like for Nintendo 64. And that was like an okay game for the time, but Arkham stepped it up. So
I'm a tried and true dude. I'm the same way when I go to a restaurant. People are like, "Oh, you should try this. You should experiment." I'm like, "Nah, I don't want to experiment because I'm going to pay this money and I'm hungry. Have you seen me? I don't skip meals, so I want to buy the thing that I know I want." Well, if you're going to tell me there's a Batman game out, I want it to be Arkham Asylum. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game. I'm just saying that until I play it, I'm just gonna be like, yeah,
I'm
see.
actually a little
We'll
bit
see.
I don't know. So when it comes down to that, I don't share the same. Okay, so the Arkham games have diminishing quality. Like in which each entry, right? So Arkham Asylum was good, was great, honestly. Then Arkham City to me was the better one, which was a sequel. But then they dropped Origins, which was like and then they dropped the Arkham Knight, which is basically a tank simulator. Because
yes,
God,
that got so
fucking
frustrating.
hated the damn Batmobile, and I've been waiting.
So repetitive, man. Those Batmobile missions were so fucking repetitive.
Like to me, I don't even care about the fact we got some car combat, but the fact that I felt like the entire game was built around the Batmobile. You know what I mean? Then they started doing like certain heroes dirty. For example, like you defeat Deathstroke with one hit after like a long ass fucking side missions. Which Deathstroke was possibly one of the most powerful boss battles in Origins. Like that boss battle was amazing. It was like so much thing that they did. You know what I mean? Like the Joker died in Arkham Knight. Spoiler warning for like a 20-year-old game. It hasn't been 20 years, but still. But then all of a sudden he comes back as your imaginary friend because Batman is still infected with Titan. He's about to become the Joker, even though at the end of the Arkham City, the whole point of the game was him cure himself. Yeah. So it was just like it just dropped in quality. You know what I mean? So much that to me, I'm actually okay with them. Like let Batman stay there.
Try something else, huh?
You know what I mean? So some of this leak said that in this game is you actually get to play as the Bat Family. You know what I'm saying?
Does that include? Is that going to include Batmite?
Man, I hope so.
I hope it includes that little starfish guy. That'd be dope.
Oh yeah, Yarrow.
So to me, it honestly sounds promising. You know what I mean? But again, we can't trust these leaks because it was released on 4chan, and sometimes they're hit or miss, or we can't take everything. We have to take things with a grain of salt. However,
4chan, huh?
Yeah, I know, right? But apparently that's where people decide are leaking shit.
Yeah.
I got a fantasy superhero game in my mind that they're never gonna make it, but it'd be such a good idea. So you don't play as a known superhero. You have a character build menu where you like in Mass Effect, like facial features, uniform, powers, skill tree, everything. And you are a new superhero that operates in a pre-existing Marvel or DC universe,
so
and it's
DC
like
Online?
The Witcher.
So DC Online.
And it's like The Witcher. Like there's fucking quests everywhere, and they intertwine with like
DC
the entire
Online.
world, and you can go to space. Is that what DC Online is like?
Yeah.
I haven't played that. Oh, okay.
I want it, but you know what? I want to be able to play with my friends, and so like make it like a World of Warcraft.
Imagine this game where there's carts and you play as one of the Mario cast.
Yeah, and you race, and you got powers. You throw shells behind you. That would be a dope game, right, guys?
Like
shells? Are you fucking genius? Holy shit!
Damn, bro. Like the turtle. I see what you did there because you stomp on turtles. But the thing is, man. Like when it comes down to, I mean, that idea, like a superhero games in general, man, they're trash. You know what I'm saying? We got Spider-Man for the PS4 that was finally good. You know what I mean? And then you got the Batman. After that,
Spider-Man, Arkham series. What else? I mean, hold on. Don't sleep on the 1990s arcade X-Men because that shit was dope.
Okay, yes, I understand the 1990s,
but that's still only 3 titles even.
Yeah, even then, no, because here's the thing. So how will you make a Superman game? Right? Because
there was one for like Super that was not terrible for the time. I remember playing it, enjoying it as like a 10-year-old.
Well, okay, if it's Superman 64, spoiler warning, it is regarded as one of the worst games ever made.
Are you talking about the one where there's a level where you're rising up the building and you're like eye blasting all these fucking enemies that come out as you're like going up the building?
No, I don't know.
So the game you're talking about on Super Nintendo or the Nintendo 64?
I think it was Super. It might be 64, but I seem to remember it being Super. But it was like a side scroller, and you're Superman.
Oh,
and
it's probably Super then, because this was fully 3D. Superman flies.
Oh no, it wasn't that one.
It
It wasn't that one. I'm talking about a much older game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I like anything superhero, especially video game wise, even like Injustice. It's a very competent fighter. It's actually a really good fighter. You know what I mean? Anything superhero, I actually look forward to because
Turtles.
Turtles in Time was a phenomenal game for the Super Nintendo, and the arcade version was also great. Even though fucking Shredder's a whole asshole, but man, let's not even talk about that. I think so I get excited anytime I hear it because I always have this distant dream. I'm like, oh, maybe this one is good. Maybe this time they might put the love that Aaron was bragging about, 15 minutes ago, and talent and money, and now it becomes fucking trash. I mean, so.
Well, we talked about it. We talked about it last time you were on the live. A licensed game, like they don't give a shit what happens. They got a sweet name attached to it, and that's good enough for them. Yeah.
I actually read. I like watching YouTube. Especially, I'm currently addicted to like video essays. That's like, every video essay that has that like lo-fi hip hop beat behind them, and in 1998 they came out with the blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't know why I'm addicted to those, but I watched a really good one to explaining actually why, and if I find it, I'll put it in the link. I'll put a link in the description. But why there's so few good superhero games, and the reason is that how fanciful that you get in comic books. It's really hard to translate that in programming to video game. Like how do you come to grips with the fact that the Flash can phase through walls, but he can't in the video game? How do you program, let's just stick with the Flash, that the Flash can move so fast that everything stands still? So how do you do that? Well, let's give him a meter. He can only do that so long or whatever. Superman, it's just, there's no barrier on the planet fucking Earth that should be able to stop Superman. So how do you make a Superman game in which there's barriers that can stop him? So a lot of them, they just like give up. They just don't.
I have a few answers, right? One, fuck DC. They made their characters OP. Now you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, because there's no way to make a Superman game while being like an escort mission, or it's like there's a giant red sun, so Superman has to fucking, I don't know. Like I can't see it.
Or he's fighting like Zod.
Yeah, Zod.
Always.
Or this guy who's by the way, his blood. I figured out why he keeps beating me. His blood is made out of kryptonite. And it's like, oh my god, that makes sense. Yeah.
Made of magic.
Yeah. And I'm gonna let you finish, but that's, first of all, let me make this official disclaimer here. And I hate it. I hated that I need more DC lovers to come on this whole show. Let's get some Shahab in here next time or something, because at IFLC we got a group for I freaking love DC Comics. Like I'm not trying to get into that tribalism of I'm better than this. Like I love comic books. But it is a common fault of DC that they make these godlike characters, and we've said it before. When Marvel makes godlike characters, they put them in this little box of this cosmic entities that don't really interact unless they need to be a plot device. But
or they make them so insane and unwieldable that they have their own problems that just keep them themselves.
That's right. Thanos can sit there and Donny Cates wrote Thanos and smashes Silver Surfer's head into a deal. But he's so he self-sabotages himself. He's so riddled with confidence issues that he ends up defeating himself. But they put him in this box. DC's like, hey, our Avengers, our regular ass everyday comic book team, the most powerful, gods. I don't know. Let's write a story about that.
You know what's crazy? By the way, can I add the fact that I love the fact that Thanos is your typical meathead? He is so powerful, so strong, but he's really just insecure inside. Like,
Yeah.
He is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he is so like, dude.
So,
you are
That's the Hulk. That's the
I-
Hulk to a T too. You know.
You know what I'm saying?
I had like the rare opportunity to ask Jim Starlin like what the core theme of Thanos was, and I was kind of expecting him to say like, well, he's a nihilist, and like I thought it was gonna be something like that, and he looks at me and goes, Thanos is defined by dissatisfaction, and I was like, oh, it makes sense. You know what I mean? That's why.
Elaborate.
Well, his motivation is to win the affections of the cosmic embodiment of death, who doesn't love him, and basically is into pretty much everyone but him. Like, she's into like Deadpool. She tried to bang Wolverine.
Why you say there was so much disgust? She's into Deadpool. Like, oh my god.
Well, I mean,
He's
just
not a
like,
fan.
I know.
I'm not a huge Deadpool fan, but you know what? He's a great character. He's just not for me. But
I was like, okay.
yeah, that's a soft. He sucks for me. But
That was. Go ahead.
but yeah, like so he's, even when he has ultimate power, he still has to pursue something unattainable. He's defined by the pursuit of unattainable, and that's why he's never satisfied, no matter how much he has, because what he wants is always one step beyond that.
So he's more human than even us.
He's more human. He's more human than even the humans. Yeah.
Look at that shit.
Yeah.
But for like, you know, but brings me back to my point when it comes down to like DC, why you can't make a video game about them, why Batman is like the more plausible one, because he's just regular dude beating up, you know, the criminally insane. But then
and never killing him. Yeah.
no, that's what no.
Just a regular dude beating up mentally ill people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I
And
don't
not
care.
and not killing murderers.
Like I seen Batman like bashing somebody's head against the wall. Like, okay, let's say you didn't kill him, but that's some like brain trauma going out there that is just gonna sit with that person.
Thank you, man. I'm telling you. Like, if I hit you with this steel baton that I gave my teenager sidekick, by the way, and I hit you so hard in the face that you get knocked out. At least I didn't kill him, but like, oh, I can't feel half my face, and I look like a stroke victim because I severed some nerves. Bro, you're probably dead, bro.
Bro, like I see so many, like, you know, I see so many instances, whether it's in comics, games, like especially in the Arkham series, like in Arkham Knight, right? Because like they know, okay, video game nerds are like probably like the most evil motherfuckers out there. Like, if I can kill something, I probably am. Like in Mario, right?
Oh, just talk about Skyrim.
No, I'm not even gonna go. No, because you're supposed to kill things there, right? But it's
No, I'm
like
saying,
Mario
you kill
64.
all the villagers? You do that?
Yeah.
Then you evil.
Yeah, I've done it.
You evil,
Yeah.
bro.
I don't like to ruin the story or get the bad ending, so I'll.
No, but
That's true.
Mario
That's
64,
true.
right? When I was playing this thing, there's this mission with you gotta get this little penguin to his mom, to the mama penguin, right?
You threw that bitch off the cliff.
Every game it threw him off the cliff. Like, come on.
You got
Fucking
deep-seated
shit.
issues, my guy. So check this out.
Okay, so
Some-
hey, nobody answered this question. All right, I just want to see everybody's reaction. How many people actually shot civilians in that No More Russians mission in Call of Duty first?
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. People, like I saw in the news, this is atrocious. If people did this, you're a monster. I was like, I thought that was part of the
man.
mission.
Yeah.
I wanted that was deep cover.
Hey, man, you know what that
didn't
means?
feel
That means
bad.
you lack... If you didn't kill them, that means you lack imagination. All I'm doing is, hey, I'm acting. And in this case, I'm a terrorist Russian. So guess what a terrorist Russian's going to do? Kill them. I got to kill them. If I don't kill them, then you're just bad at acting. Like,
Yeah, so
I'm ruining the game.
That level got so much flack from like people. They were like, "Oh, you know, it's insensitive, like for the hero of this level to be murdering innocent
You
people."
got to think
I'm
about
like,
the time we were in, though. That wasn't that far from
many-
2001, so...
But how many guys are sitting at home like, "Oh, sweet Call of Duty"? They put it in and they're like, "Oh, killing innocent people's really fucking fun. I'm gonna have to go join Al Qaeda now." You know.
I'm not trying to laugh at that, but I'm sorry.
Hey,
But-
Polly, if you're still listening, was that a thing in Russia? Like, was that in the news at all about like this fucking American game painting Russians as terrorists or something? Chime up in the comments if it was.
No, but let's go back to like the whole thing about like, you know, gamers, you know, or not gamers, like just Batman, right? Like in in the Arkham Knight game.
Please
They
describe
give
it that way again, where he's just beating the shit out of the mentally ill at this institution.
I just wanted to make the point because they give when they give you like the Batmobile, Rocksteady was like, you know what, gamers are gonna try to run over motherfuckers with this thing, right? And then they like, okay, let's do this. The car has a built-in taser. When people get close, it sends them flying, but tased. And I'm like, that actually might be worse than just getting ran over. You know what I mean?
Ooh, this piece of shit.
Let me tell you something. I've been arrested before, man, and I've sat in the back of a cop car with my hands cuffed behind my back.
Yeah, me too.
That shit is fucking painful. Like, it actually pisses me off how much it hurt. I'm like, you guys are such... Anyways. But I remember sitting there like this. I'm like, oh, fuck, I can't feel my hands. The metal's like, fuck, this hurts. Now, the way that Batman leaves these motherfuckers hanging by, like, their wrists and shit from, like, they're, like, all upside down and stuff. He didn't kill him, but I haven't felt my hands in the past 3 years because of that time I tried to rob a jewelry store, You know
what the fucked up part is? It's not even that he's just going after super villains. Nah. At the time, he's going up like petty criminals. Like he goes on patrol, petty criminals. Yeah. Like don't jaywalk.
Yeah.
Rich guy goes out at night and beats up the mentally handicapped and the poor
and the disenfranchised who's
disenfranchised. What a great fucking guy.
At the level of desperation that drives them to steal someone's purse because they don't think they can have any other ways to go. Here comes billionaire.
With military grade weaponry, beating the dog shit out of them.
Take this brain swelling, you piece of shit.
And I don't want to sound like a Batman hater, but to me, it's like as his fandom grow older, it's like you either become blindly like ignorant of what Batman, or you just start to be like, my parents are dead. I can't believe this. You don't understand this pain. I'm like, dude, every one of your colleagues is an orphan. As a matter of fact, you're an ass for you bringing it up. Superman lost a whole planet. You know what I'm saying? Like
whole planet.
Flash, his mom got gunned down. His dad got shanked in prison. And you were like, when I was a kid, they got shot for being rich assholes. To go watch a movie in Crime Alley. How you a billionaire don't have a security detail?
Dude, don't even get me started. Batman was one of the first superheroes I ever loved. Like, I mean, I got started on X-Men, and then when I've discovered, like, Frank Miller, Batman Year One, and Killing Joke and stuff, I was obsessed with Batman. I thought he was the coolest. Adult me just can't accept Batman. I just can't. And I still read...
Go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, I still read the stories, and some of them are good. I liked Grant Morrison Batman. I liked Scott Snyder Batman, but... At the end of the day, it's just I'll never be able to accept how stupid it is sometimes.
Hey, real quick, we got Lo Tomate or La Tomate. I don't know how to say it in French, but because
what's up, La Tomate?
He's watching from France.
Got this.
La Tomate. I don't know.
We here in France, we hate Batman too. See, look at that.
Hey, what do you think about Batman, La Tomate? I'll let you answer that, and we'll circle back.
What's like a popular superhero in France? Is it the same as everywhere else, or is there like a particular one?
What do you fucked up if I mention like Gambit? He's Cajun.
I have a.
That might be the worst, because if there's anything that I heard, this is just what I heard, that French people hate. It's like the French from French Canada, and then especially the French out of Louisiana. That's not real French.
That's not real.
This is a French comic book, The In Call. It's like super popular, or I think it was super popular in France back in like the 70s or some shit. But this is the book that The Fifth Element was loosely based on.
Is it in English?
Look. I have the English translation, but it was originally released in French. But yeah, it's pretty good too. It's pretty great. Mobius, super influential French comic book artist.
Yeah.
Wow, La Tomate. I don't know why I said it like that. Answers that question.
I mean, how is he supposed to say it? Like,
I don't know, dude. Like
La Tomate.
La Tomate. My whole thing. Here's what I'm saying though. Like, I don't want to sound like somebody from Paris, Tennessee.
I love Phantom X, Polly. Don't even. Sorry.
Phantom X. Yeah.
Fucking love Phantom X.
Hey, you do know somebody who would love Phantom X.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I like Moon Knight, so that says a lot about me.
Well, Polly.
We all like it. We're all here to love Moon Knight.
Yeah,
Dude,
also,
Moon Knight's the shit.
Fucking love him.
love Moon Knight.
I like how we went from fuck Batman, he's mentally unstable. How about Moon Knight? Oh, we love that.
But at
We
least,
love
you
that.
know-
at least Moon Knight owns his mental fucked upness. Batman is in denial.
That's right.
And-
You know,
I agree.
I really want this to be a show about comic books, but I'm really trying to imagine being like a hardcore DC fan. My dad got me into DC. Everything's DC. I'm like, oh, I freaking love comics. Yeah, I'm gonna join this group. And then watching this show,
Fuck
like,
Batman!
yeah, fuck Batman, fuck their heroes, fuck how it's unrealistic. Xavier, Silver Surfer over here, like, hey, we love DC. I swear, I promise. We're gonna do a show on Watchmen. I do. We just did a show on Aquaman. I just gotta keep saying that because I feel bad. I'm imagining a DC fan out there, but like,
I just look.
fuck
Here's
these
the thing.
guys.
Look, I'm sorry, right? I actually enjoy DC. I actually enjoy Batman's comics when it's just Batman.
I got something to say about Batman too when you're done.
Every time you put Batman outside his element, like hanging out with Aquaman, Superman, I'd be like, dude, they like his superpower is the writers, right? Because Superman, like dumbass argument on Facebook. Well, Batman could, he has a plan for everything with prep time. He could be anybody. He could be Superman. I'm like, bro. The only thing that saves Batman for Superman is the fact that the writers don't listen. Because Superman, let's
Batman
just say
makes enough money.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude can chill. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, can chill in the sun. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's his chill spot. That's where he gets his energy. This dude has moved planets plural in tow. And and I hate when I see Superman losing to like regular ass dudes. I'm not even talking about Batman. I'm talking about like some of his foes. Like, dude, like, why are you struggling?
Which is what you got to worry about. Bringing it back full circle is what you got to worry about when you're making a video game of him. You got to have the base level goons in any video game, and that was the part that always bugged me. You take a Superman, and here's like the freaking regular gangster, and I'm like, no, dude, that's not gonna hurt him. Who gives a fuck?
Jordan Foster says, Mr. Sinister is the best and most poorly utilized villain in the Marvel Universe. I've read fanfics that use his character better than any MCU writer. Well, he's never appeared in the MCU, but I think I know what you're saying. You're saying in the Marvel Comics. I'm also a huge Mr. Sinister fan. He's actually the character that got me interested in comic books because he looks like Dracula and he's fucking scary. And
I like his eyeliner.
Awesome. He's definitely one of the scariest villains, and I agree he's underutilized, but in a way, maybe that's a good thing because they haven't ruined some of his mysterious. Like he's so rare that when he does pop up, you're like, oh fuck, this is a Sinister story. Woo!
Anything's possible. Yeah. So I know Jordan. Me and Jordan go back. He sent me a private message. You just said to me about Sinister. I think we're both now. I've known him for years, and then he got out of the Air Force, and I think we're both now like doing that thing where like you're a comic book nerd. I'm like, you're a comic book nerd. I'm like, yeah, for real? Like for real?
Are you
yeah.
Are you start trying to act cool now that you know he's here? Are you gonna be?
Yeah. And so
so these I've read a couple comics.
Yeah, So
you know what's funny about his shaping up to a cool guy? He actually did that.
Did what?
Like when you did I'm trying to be cool. You actually did that when you were introducing Jordan. Like, me and Jordan actually.
Yeah, it was
shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
You were like, Sinister is so cool, and I love the Jordan. Hey, what's up, dude? Yeah, Jordan, I know him back.
Actually, real way back. There was one time.
But he sent me a message, and I was like, go on YouTube right now and throw that in there because I knew Judah loves Sinister.
Tomato, who's your favorite superhero?
He already said they all got the same superheroes there.
I know, but I'm asking the favorite. Whatever.
Sinister has a whole new. Yeah, he'll answer. Yeah, Sinister has a whole new persona. I don't know if Jordan has seen if you read the new Dawn of X, but I'm telling you for real, I really like. Yeah, exactly. See, he knows me. I've always been a nerd. This has been me.
Dude, nobody's questioning that.
Sinister's been
I'm just saying. He just brought that up. You don't see put the comments on your thing. You got them up.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Okay.
So going back to the Matt Fraction and Kieran Gillen run, they started giving Sinister like hardcore gay vibes, and then when you got to like Hickman's Sinister, he's like very clearly signaling gay, and I think it's cool. It's sassy. It's fun. Yeah.
That would explain his obsession with Cyclops.
Maybe. That would make him a pedophile as well, since he knew Cyclops as a child. But
Well, he's an adult now.
Well, he's an adult now. Yeah,
a
yeah.
whole ass
Just
adult
fits.
at that.
You know
guys ever
what?
heard of
You
gaming?
but if you look at you know what? When you look at him in Secret Wars, when he has that whole room full of Sinisters, like he doesn't ever make any female Sinister clones. Like he's totally fine being surrounded by male. Like I was gonna say maybe he's like Pan or like one of those Deadpool kind of I don't give a fuck things, but I think he likes just straight dudes.
So he did inhabit a woman for a long time, like way back during like the X-Men Legacy era, early X-Men Legacy era, and she was called Mrs. Sinister. But she was also her own character that just had some Sinister inside of her, so it was kind of weird.
She was Mrs. Sinister, not Miss.
Mrs. Sinister or
Really,
Miss.
Mrs. She was married.
Oh.
It might have been Miss. I might be misremembering.
No.
Maybe it was Miss
I'm
Sinister.
curious because I don't know how conceited you have to be to create
did
a
not-
clone of you female to marry that clone. That's like narcissism at its finest.
I mean, and that would be as sinister as you can get.
Nah, he's done pretty fucked up things.
He's one of the most evil motherfuckers in the Marvel universe, but I definitely like the effeminate Sinister, and it definitely is not inconsistent. You go back to like Inferno, and you could definitely it doesn't conflict with his behavior in Inferno.
Yeah,
so.
the coding was always there. They're finally at a place where they could just come out and be like, all right, fuck it, let's go.
Hey, speaking of getting fucked, and what now? Hey, yo, Aaron, I have a question to ask you. Actually, I know.
Hey, we don't use government names here. That's Judah.
We're only using our pretend names.
Dude, you've been calling him Aaron the entire stream.
Nah.
Yeah, he's like, nah, playback.
Well,
Rewind.
from this point forward, I'm Judah
Hey,
or Mr. Big
that.
Dick. Either one.
okay, can I abbreviate that? Hey, yo, BD. Let me tell. No, that could be David. You know what I'm saying?
You haven't done finger guns once yet, by the way.
Not one.
There it is.
Don't overcompensate now.
Hey, I'm the coolest guy at shenanigans. Yeah, woo.
Dude,
All right, sorry.
you know what? I vote for you to talk like that the entire stream.
No, please don't.
Do you want-
He will.
Should I talk like the guy who does the voiceover in cartoons from the 90s about action figures, where he's like, get in the new car, go around the side, shoot a rocket, and then all the clear blocks fall, and you're like, what dad is buying his kid fucking clear blocks? You know what I mean?
What did
Do
you do
that
to him?
voice.
What did you do to him?
No, I completely forgot my question.
What were you gonna ask me, man?
How do you feel about? Because we're talking about, you appreciate evil things. How do you feel about hard video games?
Horror video games?
Well, not hard.
Oh,
hard.
you talking about you talking about a horror or hard?
hard difficulty?
What's a
Yeah.
hard video? Oh, like super difficult video games?
Yeah,
Well,
like Dark Souls bullshit.
Exactly.
So the last one I got really into was Alien Isolation, and that game is stupid hard. I mean, maybe I suck. It might just be that I suck, but I found that game to be like almost impossible. I think it was a good experience because it was scary, but I definitely didn't beat it, and I do prefer games where eventually I beat them. So
That's
Yeah.
about right. That pretty much spells it out for me. Yeah.
Look, the reason why I got the reason I'm asking is because I got in one of my streams I got into a debate, right? Because I'm playing Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Sekiro is a FromSoft game, the same company that made Bloodborne, Dark Souls, Demon Souls. Games were notoriously hard, right? And then in the debate, people were saying like, I can't play something like this. It's too hard. Can you switch it to easy mode, right? To them, I'm like, actually, I actually prefer this way, even if they offer an easy mode, right? So as we had the conversation and proceeded after I was done to Instagram, talking to the same person, we talk about what do you consider a difficult game? Because I don't consider those games difficult. You know what I'm saying? If anything, there is a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? You die a lot, but when you play games
That's
like
it.
in the
That's-
90s,
That's the game.
well, I mean, look at Contra. Look at all these games from like back when we didn't have no checkpoints, no nothing. I mean, games you die, you lose all 3 lives, get your punk ass back to the beginning of the stage. You know?
yeah, dude. People these days throw their controller. They don't even know what throwing your controller means compared to that fucking Contra shit.
So as I did more research about the topic, you find out that so many games are. I think they've just been making them too easy. They've been watered down. For example, like a lot of games now have like dynamic difficulty adjustment. So
Right,
basically,
right,
it's I mean,
right.
like Uncharted, for example, very popular one, right? they say like the first couple of shots of the enemy is always gonna miss, right? And what's it called? BioShock, for example, like when you have your last level of health, your last hit point, for example, it's not actually your last
that's
one.
right. That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In some games, you get like in Assassin's Creed, you actually get a attack boost as you're dying, so it can make you feel like you know. So to me, it comes down to like our games like Dark Souls, Sekiro, because Sekiro won Game of the Year. At the same time, a lot of people return and complain that this game is way too hard, and they say, oh, this is not accessible to everyday gamers, even though it was considered an amazing game of the year, and I love it. 100% recommend.
It's a preference. Some people, you know, as long it doesn't have to be accessible for everyone. There are other games for those people that don't want that. You know.
What's the question?
I don't know.
Well, the
question?
question is like, what do you guys prefer? Because I know Robo said, because Robo made a comment way back, right? Back when you guys started, the Gamer Nerds, and we were talking about Bloodborne, which is basically another difficult game. And he goes oh, I feel less of a gamer because every time I talk to somebody that finished this, I always feel like I should go back to it, but I can't because it's too hard, this and that. And to me, it's like, okay, but what do you consider? What is a hard game? What makes a game particularly hard? You know what I mean? Because
So let me say this much about games, man. I've been playing video games literally since 86, 85. So I'm like 5 or 6 years old by that time. Everybody has different reward zones in their brain. Like what hits those endorphins? What am I looking for, right? Some people can get addicted to mobile games and based off of like loot boxes and things like that, and spend dick tons of money. You see that in the news all the time with regard to like, oh, teenager spends $700 from his mom's credit, you know. But it's like, that doesn't do. I never spent that. I'm a grown ass man who's bad with his money, by the way, and I still don't blow all my money on mobile games. That doesn't do anything for me. Back when I'm playing Contra, let me tell you something. I never beat that game without using up, down, left, right, A, B, select, start.
By the way, the person who created that code passed away.
I did. Yeah, I read that. Moment of silence. All right, so so here's the deal. It has never been for me to play games where it was like, hey, let me tell you something. If you just play this game for 72 hours, you're gonna get it, and then you're gonna win, and then when you win, it's gonna be like the best feeling ever. I'm like, all right, let me try this out. 3 hours later, I'm like, nah, bro. I'm not about it. I'm not about going all the way to almost the end and then die and I gotta go back to the beginning. Like, I'm out. I'm done. And so I need different kinds of deals. You know, like for instance, Call of Duty. Now that's a game where I can come in and then I play and then I suck and I still suck. But the fact of the matter is, like, I could see myself improving. I could see my KD kind of moving towards it. Or my KD. Yeah, for sure. Okay. I mean, I'm on your level at the very least. You know what I mean? Like, you know, if I'm on your team, we're just hoping that somebody 20 years younger than us is going to carry us. You know, but I'll always be at least that. But I'm never going to be on your level with, like, Dark Souls. Because for you, that hits you. That's like that. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm gonna figure this out. I'm going to get the timing down. And when you get it, that's a good feeling for you. And, you know what's a good example? There's this Facebook gamer that I follow, where all he does is zombie towers on Call of Duty, and he does these like these fan made zombie towers where he's like, oh, the most impossible zombie tower or whatever, couldn't he go up on different levels and all this stuff. And I watch him, and then sometimes I don't know why, he's a pretty entertaining dude, but I watch him and he'll go like 20 minutes and almost make it to the top, and it's like getting crazy. It's like you're watching him like, oh my god, is he gonna do it? And then he dies. Goes all the way back down, and he does, you know, he's like, oh my god, I can't believe this, and then it's like, all right, let me start over, and he goes back. I'm like, oh, fuck that shit, no fucking way am I doing that, and then starting all over. Like, that's not my thing. So that's my short answer. I don't like those games because I don't like putting in time to just be told, go fuck yourself, get good, you know.
Okay, but all right, so back to the go fuck yourself and get good and shit, but sorry, Aaron, go. Excuse me.
So opposite here. So Robo was talking about different pleasure centers. Mine is completely divorced from the difficulty of the game. Whether it's hard or easy, has nothing to do with the enjoyment. For me, it's like, holy fuck, this story is crazy, and I'm in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a narrative to me that I'm part of, and that is 99% of the joy I get out of a game. Like, yeah, it's fun to go around and shoot this sweet gun that I got, and like there's all these cool bells and whistles that makes it more fun for me, but it has nothing to do with the difficulty. Ultimately, I just like living out the story and being immersed in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say I'm the same way. That's why I like Skyrim. That's why I like Fallout. That's why I like games that they pretend to be difficult, but really I'm following it. Let me tell you what I heard is a badass game. I mean, a badass story. Dark Souls. Guess what you gotta be? Badass story. But guess what you gotta be to hear the story? You gotta get good.
But again, it kind of brings it brings this conversation to like I don't want to say a subjective nature, you know what I mean? But it's either black and white, you know what I'm saying? Because you can't have, for example, we got two sides of a coin right here. Judah says, I don't care about difficulty. I just want to finish the narrative. I just want to see what the hell's going on here. Robo says, screw that shit. I don't want to lose 28 times, go back to the beginning, and then, get my cheeks clapped for the 29th time. Mm-hmm. I just want to relax, right? But at the end of the day, though, at what point do game developers, right, they pander to the difficulty slider, I guess you can call it, to where it's accessible to both sides of the party? Why I bring it up is because when you have something as, like, for example, Sekiro, who was 2019 Game of the Year, you know what I mean? Everyone wants to play it, right? But the difficulty pulls them off. To me, it's one of those things where one is an ego thing, right? I'm using myself as an example. Like, if I lose to this boss 20 times, I'm gonna try another 20 times because I can't just lose to you. You know what I mean? I gotta overcome this challenge, right? Yeah. Now, I get the whole concept between Call of Duty and like playing, you know what I mean? And you can see the slow progression, you know what I mean? But one, I love a good narrative. But at the same time, like Call of Duty, you're still competing with other people. You know what I mean? People are varying difficulties. I mean, and you could be the most badass dude out there. You might find somebody who just happens to just camp out the entire match and beat you out. So at what point do you say to about a game, it's like, fuck it, I can't play this no more. You know what I'm saying? Because everything has a learning curve.
Yeah, I would just say that I don't like the word pander because we hear that word a lot, and here's the only reason why I don't like that word. I think that if you're making anything, if you're selling anything, you're always trying to pander to something. And yeah. I think Judah said it right, hit the nail on the head at the start of this whole thing. There is a market for a bunch of people. There's these people who pride themselves, will go to tournaments and stuff to play the hardest games possible. You see speed runs all over YouTube. Mm-hmm. I want to figure out I can get this done in this amount of time. Doing a speed run is not fun to me. I'm not going to sit literal, by the way. I watch these YouTube like mini documentaries on speed runs and all this shit, and it actually gets super controversial, like, oh, this person's cheating and shit. But I'm not spending months, literal months, like trying to figure out where I can shave it down. Like, oh my God, I got a tenth of a second less. I didn't get excited about that. They're just shit for me. So you know what? If we want to use the pander, I need a company that's gonna pander to making me feel like I'm getting good at something, or they're gonna pander to you to give you that sense of accomplishment, and it's not too easy. I think they're just gonna have sectors. You're like, if you need the Bloodborne, Dark Souls sector, you got gamers like that, and man, God forbid, if you make a game that even kind of looks like Dark Souls and it's not hard. Get ready to get shit all over if you like that game. You know what I mean? Like, that game? That's one for pussies. You know what I mean? I
think this whole conversation is just a conspiracy for me to get Robo to try these games again. And yes, Judah, the Dark Souls I got
Bloodborne. I'll try it again. Fuck it.
You know what I'm saying? See, that's what I wanted. But yeah, no, Dark Souls does and Bloodborne. These games are very rich in lore. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
One of my favorite games is GTA 5 single player mode.
Yeah. I like
going
story
through
games.
I like going through, and I'm a fucking criminal, and I'm living the life of a criminal, and I'm in it, and it's awesome. You know what I mean?
Is it from the same dude that said he wants always the good ending?
The good ending doesn't mean the moral ending. The best ending. The best ending for me in the story.
That's right.
My favorite.
Hold that thought real quick. Hey, yo, Tomato. So we're not located in the same I don't know, part of the globe. I'm actually live in the United States, and they live in Hawaii. So for them,
which is part of
which
the
is
United
also
States.
the United States.
oh, true, but I don't want to say mainland because they're like, well, what's the mainland from France? You know what I'm saying?
I live in the continental United States. They live in the U.S. state of
So
Hawaii.
he's in Georgia. We're in Hawaii. I'm moving to Georgia here in a little bit. He's gonna move to Texas.
Because he asked what time is it in our
yeah.
houses, and I was like,
so what's
okay,
up?
I don't want to ignore somebody in the chat, but thank you for giving me the geography lesson, guys. I appreciate it.
not the Georgia
Hey.
that got flattened by Russia. The other Georgia.
Just answer him in Spanish. You would have hit it all perfectly.
I don't know. That would have been awesome. I was like, all right, cool.
Hey, let's go over some of these comments real quick. You got a good idea there. Jordan says, "What do you think about Sinister Gambit story and how that played out?" I don't know the story.
Sinister Gambit story. So if you're talking about how Gambit was a member of the Marauders, he was actually originally a Marauder that was going to kill all the mutants in the Warlock tunnels in Mutant Massacre. He ended up not being a part of that, but he ended up having to reveal later on that early on he was actually working for Sinister, which kind of put him at odds with the rest of the X-Men. I think it's pretty cool that their histories are sort of intertwined. That's I think I'm not a huge fan of Gambit as a character, but there are some things I do like about him. I like the fact that he's done some. Like, a lot of times they have a character like Wolverine where he's like, I've done a lot of really bad shit and I'm trying to redeem myself. But if you look at all his bad shit, it's actually really like heroic, badass shit that he just feels bad about. Gambit's bad shit is like, I was part of a genocide of the Morlocks, like unforgivably bad shit. So I like the fact that his redemption arc is actually necessary. I think that's cool. The things I don't like about Gambit have to do with his constant pining over Rogue, his jealousy over Magneto, and the fact that he's always like trying to rescue some chick. It's like very antiquated. And I also think he's an offensive caricature of a Cajun person. But whatever. Yeah, I like the Sinister Gambit connection. To give you a short, long answer.
Nice. Yeah. So Dakota says Alien Isolation is super fucking hard. Tomatoes asks what time it is, and and Tomato also loves.
Dude, Isolation's good. It's hard.
Is that the one where you can't like move because it's trying to find your sound or some shit?
There are times in Isolation where you can do everything right, and you just luck of the draw still die. Like every time I play that game, it's like, oh, I died. Like a few minutes later, oh, I'm trying this new thing. I died. Oh, now I'm doing the thing you're supposed to do because I just watched a walkthrough. Oh, I lost the coin toss and it found me in the shaft. I died. You know.
I should have an answer for that. It was revealed in an interview, is that the alien has one of the most sophisticated AIs in gaming. The alien has two AIs. Yeah, it has two AIs. One that is one AI will never outright tell you where you are. It will just give the alien hints, right? And the alien also go off your old habits. So a walkthrough for that game is extremely not recommended, because if, let's say, you spend the first half of the game hiding in lockers, he's going to start looking in lockers. If you start, it's just going to go, you have to improvise your strategy, because
the
it will
anxiety.
literally, that was the whole point of it, because, for example, let's say you did everything right in the walkthrough, it worked before, right? And you're about to catch the phone, which is like the phone is like the checkpoint. All of a sudden, you get killed. It's because it knows your patterns, and we're habitual creatures, especially in gaming. You know what I mean? Run, shoot, cover, run, shoot, cover. You know what I mean? Like we all go through the same methodical mental process. And this one, they gave the alien like an advantage that a lot of video game stalkers simply don't have. That's why it's the main enemy. That's when you only see one alien. All the way up to, well, you haven't finished this, so I'm not gonna ruin it for you, but go ahead.
Oh yeah, because one day I'm gonna beat that game. No fucking way, dude. It's too hard.
It's too hard.
And that's a shame, because it's beautiful and it's scary. Like, it's a scary ass game. It's just I suck.
It's also canon.
It's canon. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know, right?
We all love things that are canon. You know what I'm saying?
I tried to explain what canon means, and I didn't know how difficult it was to tell people.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are you playing right now? So I saw your live, so I know. Hey, if people don't know, check out this. It's already in the description. Check out Cypher World. Get him on Twitch and all that. You were just super excited on this giant demon boss guy. call him a little bitch and all that stuff. You know what's funny is you had me on your Twitch stream one time, and you were like, "Hey, yo, hey, just don't cuss that much, or don't say this and don't say that." And I'm like, all right, no, respect, all right. And then all of a sudden, oh, fuck this bitch, fuck you, bitch.
No. Hey, no, wait. Wait a minute. Bring it back. I didn't say don't. I said you can cuss. I said don't be you on Facebook.
Oh, the whole activist thing. But then it went there anyway. So
no, it did. It almost did. There was just one point that I remember you saying, "Well, I'll just keep my thoughts to myself," and I'm like, "Thank you." Like that's all I said. No, because here's the thing. Like in my streams, I try to one, they're not family. I'll get this out of the way. They're not family friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like there's 80% of it's profanity. Well, but I also try to, keep it, the neutral profanity. I mean, no racial slurs, no,
of course,
nothing to it. Somebody's gonna get offended regardless.
That's normal, though. Yeah.
Well, you say normal, but you'd be surprised. You know what I mean? Like you'd be surprised, like how much shit people like try to get away with. You know what I mean? How much they trying to push that envelope to see how far it can go.
Right.
However, well, I was playing, like I said, Sekiro, right? I finally got around to it because personal issues. I finally got the game back. So I started playing it, and fell in love with it. The demon you're talking about is called the Demon of Hatred, which is ironic because I hate that motherfucker. With,
the Demon of Hatred.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
That's metal,
It's a whole asshole. And he's actually very metal. I mean, like, he should be in a metal cover, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I started streaming 10 p.m. last night, and by the time I got to him, it was like maybe 1 o'clock, And my boy told me, he's like, "Hey, you're missing an optional boss." The motherfucker was optional. I'm like, "Yeah, but heads up, you might flip your table." I'm like, "Dude, come on! Like, I've been whooping ass in this game. People have been bragging this shit so hard. I'm a whole badass. I got this." So I got to this motherfucker, and I shit you not, man. As soon as I saw him, I already knew. I'm like, "Yeah, he's gonna clap my cheek sideways today, right?" And dude, I was there for like 2+ hours. I
love the new terms.
Straight just getting my guts rearranged by this dude. It was just like, it was so fucking. It was bad, And
he was teabagging me left and right, man. He was really just.
He actually had to move that. Might as well call it like if all they had to do was just render some genitals, and it would have been fitting because he basically.
Man, my poop got so compressed. Man, it was just like, yeah.
Dude, I got my shit pushed like. Whatever analogy you want.
Are you still playing it, or did you already beat it?
I still got the final boss, basically.
Okay, so we're gonna figure that part out.
Yeah, I mean, but then I remember, like, I'm on stream, and it's like damn near 5 a.m.
Yeah.
Right, and I'm like, "All right, guys, I gotta go to bed," and then I'm like, you know what? I just cannot end the stream with an L. And when I beat it, like, my girl is like happily, soundly asleep, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
When I beat this motherfucker, dude, hey, I forgot that other people live here, man. I was so happy because, like, my palms are sweaty, my knees weak, arms are heavy.
Yeah, mom spaghetti, something.
The whole thing, bro. And it was just one of the things. Back to, like, the endorphin highs, like, I finally beat you, which is kind of weird in video games because you celebrate when you beat a motherfucker one time,
right? Even
though he's been fucking, he's been on a clapping spree, for the last 3 hours.
It's the last L that matters.
That's what
the last W that matters.
That's what I'm saying, though. I'm over here texting people, like, damn near texting my mom, like, I just, got my doctor or something. Mom, I did it. I know you had your doubts. And you know what I'm saying? Then she just blocked me.
I'm finally somebody.
But, and that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, it was extremely rewarding. Like, call my boy. I was like, "Dude, you still up?" Like, "Dude, I'm still alive." I'm on the phone and shit. Like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And it was just awesome.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Play that game. And
what's next for you?
What's next? So I have no idea. I don't know what to play next. Usually when I'm in between games. Because I prefer games with like a rich narrative versus just multiplayer. So in between streams, I play some Call of Duty, Smash Bros. Something I can play with the boys.
I got a recommendation for you. So I can't remember what it's called, but like there's this giant gorilla at the top of a tower throwing barrels down.
Here we go.
And you're basically trying to go back and forth. It's hard, man, and it's a really great story.
Yeah.
Dude, I heard about that. There's a guy, I think it's called Jumpman. I don't know whatever happened to that gaming franchise.
Yeah. Look at
I don't
you
know,
throwing some
know
video
who's
game
talking this.
history out there.
By the way, by the way, chat, I take game recommendation. What you guys want me to play next? I should write reviews for my games on YouTube. Shameless plug-in is shameless.
Follow
I
Life World.
Do it.
I actually don't take recommendations from Robo because every time he recommends, he lives vicariously through me. He recommends games that he wouldn't play. I'm like, hey, go play Outlast. Still traumatized.
Yeah. That was dope though. That was dope.
That was dope.
Yeah.
I still like I.
It just kind of sucked for me to know that you had to like, hey, if you're gonna stream, you gotta have your lights and shit set up, right? I'm telling you, man. Like, I didn't have anybody to keep me company. I didn't have the chat to where, like, because I saw what happened to your face. Don't think I don't know what's going on in your mind. Look, where it's like, you got your shed, you got your lights and all your stuff. He's like, in your face, you're like, hey, guys, I'm going to remind myself that it's a game right now, so I'm going to interact with you guys for a second.
Is it really that scary?
It's fucking scary, man.
It's scary. It's fucking scary. It's actually fucked up. Like, that game does fucked up shit for the sake of it being like, look, like,
Can I
no
come over and
bullshit.
play?
You walk on top of a pile of dead babies.
Yeah, that's
And
fucked up.
Outlast 2. I'm not even joking. There's like
And you can't get good. There's no like, oh, if you just figure out how to kill this guy like that. Nah, it's a sneak game, and you gotta like figure this out. And there's this,
it's disgusting. It's
Dead Babies does nothing for me. I'll walk over Dead Babies to get a sandwich. I don't care.
No, it's
I'll
not.
walk
It's
over-
not about the dead babies. It's just about, it. Just sets up the scene for you, and it's dark, and it's like
You feel
I couldn't play it.
claustrophobic,
I couldn't play it at night. I'm like, I'm gonna play this in the morning, man, because it's too scary.
Can I come over and play and have you just be like in the room quiet, just so that like at least if I do get too scared, there's someone to talk to.
This dude right here, this guy,
That's
which way? Which is away? No, this way. Yeah, this way. This guy has a whole ass PS4 in front of him right now. He's got a PlayStation VR. He will not set the shit up. What is wrong with you?
Because I moved and I don't know. It's just
You moved 2 years ago.
I just have
my
no
guy.
time. I'm constantly reading comics.
Nah, okay. I mean, that makes sense.
If
But
you said it'd be
look
even
at-
better
look-
if you're
look-
by yourself.
Look at all these. Look at all this shit.
If you were by yourself in your house, it's $9
Dude,
right
I
now.
don't. Dude, ever since I became single, I don't do anything scary by myself. I need someone in the building with me if I'm
Do it
going to
by
watch a horror movie.
yourself, man.
Uh-huh.
I can't do it.
100%.
Can't do it.
Because
I get scared, man. I'll finish fucking. I watched Oculus, and after I was done watching Oculus, I'm like in my house, like, fuck, what do I do now?
I get rid of all the mirrors.
Hey, you ever been so scared in the house that you just say, fuck it, I'm gonna sleep here in the living room with the lights on because the hallway's too dark?
Dude, I let my girl fucking I'm Little Spoon, like, hey, I just need you to hold me right now. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I hate, you can call me, you can call me a bitch. I'm a whole ass bitch when it comes down to this particular thing. I hate scary meat.
Ass bitch.
Yeah.
A whole, you know what I mean? Not even like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So back to Outlast, I remember, and I don't know if Robo was there for this particular scene. I will not play the game if the chat was not communicating to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I was over here like, I'm joking and shit like that, ha ha. And then I was like, oh, okay, no viewers? Well, shit. So anyways, I'm over here telling like childhood stories and shit like, oh, yeah, I'll continue in a minute.
Yeah,
I'm like,
That's when your viewers have to start putting scary ass shit in the chat, like
Yeah.
like a picture of
Look behind you.
your house.
See, no, at that point, I gotta call somebody. But the thing is, so when it comes, like, I'll play anything, and it's weird because there's some horror games that I absolutely love, like Resident Evil, you know.
Yeah.
But I just can't play it alone. You know what I mean? So I finished Resident Evil 3 alone, and I say the term alone very loosely because I had a fuck ton of people in my chat hyping me up. I felt, all these lights were on. My girl was there.
And this dude has a heart condition, by the way. You didn't know at the time, right? Was that the thing?
No, like my first build was actually an Outlast. Like,
imagine if I had killed this motherfucker.
So Robo, you've been the single greatest threat to his life.
Yeah, for real.
No, there's this one scene. It's actually on Instagram, right? That I got scared by, like, I obviously jump scared by a bunch of crows, right?
Yeah.
And I started doing this to my heart, right? People thought I was joking, but no, I actually felt something weird. I'm like, what the hell is that? And I was like, and I just went with it. a couple months later, they were like, yeah, you might die, dude. And I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean? Not that dramatic. You know what I mean? It actually did
Thanks,
die.
Robo.
But the entire time, and I was like, huh, that motherfucker's trying to kill me.
Dude,
He never learned.
I thought Slender Man was scary, so I wouldn't last a minute playing the
Yeah,
Outlast.
jump scares, man. They're kind of rough on me. Like I'm like sometimes you know what'll really fuck you up is playing these games on VR. Like sometimes I'll be playing and I'm going through and I'm like all right, okay, and sometimes I'm just like nah, just hold on, just let me get my bearings real quick and like okay, let's go. Anyways.
But it's just so again. I guess I'll be hypocritical of me because I say like, oh, how can you not love her, horror games? And people be like, bitch, how can you not play horror games? You know?
Yeah.
And it's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things that I never found why people enjoy being scared. I mean, I don't know what about that.
I get it. They're just exhilarating. You know what I mean? Like I'll see like if I have a girlfriend or at least like a companion, if I see a horror movie and I'm scared and I have the safety of someone else's presence, then it's kind of.
I was like, yeah.
It's exhilarating to feel that feeling of like, whoa, the adrenaline comes out. If I'm by myself, I definitely don't enjoy it at all. I'm just like, I can't do it. I haven't watched a single horror movie since becoming single. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't do it.
So what you're saying is that you need to be with somebody for you to partake.
Enjoy horror movies.
Okay.
Horror movies are relationship movies. I can't do horror movies.
You know what's
single.
funny is I can do them, but I gotta have the lights on. That's it. That's all I need. If I'm in the daytime, I could play any scary movie, any scary game. I'm good. If it's time for bed and it's dark, I'm like, okay, we're putting on Family Guy because, or actually, you know, when you're eating sushi, you're supposed to like have the ginger. You're supposed to like cleanse your palate. Yeah. So whenever I do shit like that, well, you're supposed to like wine, right? If you go wine tasting, they have like these things that you eat between wine so that you can cleanse your palate and then you can taste the next wine, right? So check this out. I do that with scary movies and shit. Like if I'm by myself, I'll have something. I'm like, God damn, that was fucking creepy as fuck. All right, let me put
Pornhub.
let me put some Rick and Morty on or Pornhub. Yes, just kind of cleanse my palate, my brain palate right now.
Oh God, that was terrifying.
No. Here's my thing though. Like, I've done the same. Mine is a Pornhub because I feel like at that point, I'll be horny and scared at the same time. Be like,
yeah. Oh come on! Most of the horror movies aren't even that scary. Polly says that's because Polly's from Soviet Russia, where
life is a horror movie in Behind the Iron Curtain.
I live in Chernobyl every day.
Lives you.
Mikhail Tolton says definitely Pornhub.
She's like, reading news is more scary. Nah, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. Like, look, okay, I get it, because I hate when motherfuckers say me like, it's just a movie, right? Like, look, man, no shit. If it wasn't a movie, I'd be dead right now because I don't have the ingenuity or the creativity to, survive a horror situation. Because, fun fact, right? Jason, Yeah. I know for a fact if Jason comes to this house, I have a bunch of boys be like, I'll fight him. I never been scared. I'm like, dude, if you're not right next to me, and I mean in arm's reach, I can jank you, roam with me, I might have to leave you behind. I'm not going back to the house like, I gotta go back in there. No. First of all, you just gotta have to take that L.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna, like, and you're just like, oh, damn, we ain't no Cypher was a bitch. A whole bitch. I never lied to you guys about that. A whole bitch.
Anybody who's worried about if they're a bitch or not, they're the first to die in the movie anyway. The whole ass bitches are gone. They're out, and they probably will live.
You would
Who
never...
lives? Who usually lives? The nerd lives, right?
The guy who's not trying to fight him and save some girl who just tripped down the stairs. That's the one who,
Like, and you know why the girl survives? Because she's only thinking about herself. She just happens to trip.
It depends. Has she had sex in the movie yet?
Cabin in the Woods.
No. If there's cheek clapping, you're dead. Out.
Yeah.
Which is I want to next this conversation 100%. We're like, why would you have sex in a horror movie? It's like, first off, we know it's a horror movie.
Thank you.
For them, it's just Tuesday. But
Man,
then-
I had that conversation with Mylene. She goes, oh, why would you go check that out? I'm like, wait, time out. You're telling me in real life right now, you hear a sound in the garage, you're not going to go check it out? I'm going to check it out because I'm not imagining Mr. Demon Face Killer Bloody Dude. You know what I mean?
No, not
It's
even at all.
it's some kids trying to take your beer, just like I used to, back in the day.
It's the truth. Fuck
Yeah.
these little
Oh, yeah,
kids
well-
around here.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like, but you're like, oh man, the only stupid people have sex are in a horror. Look, it's not like they're running away from Michael Myers and they're like in empty rooms. Like, you know what? You want to get this out the way now? No, it's just that they're just having a good time in a party and be like, hey yo, you trying to get down?
Everybody's trying to smash. Everybody's trying to
You know
smash.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And did you just happen to get caught literally with your pants down?
Yeah.
However, I just don't like the fact. Like, I know for a fact I'm never gonna be the dude to be like, after we know shit is happening, Jason's over there fucking, splitting motherfuckers open, damn near, yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, hey, yo, what's his face is still in there. Like, well, what's the face is doing a heroic service for us. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like,
Yeah, I'm not trying to be anybody's hero. I say that for zombie movies too. Like, and like, oh, would you try to do this? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm taking me and the fam, and we're just gonna go do our own thing. And anybody who comes up's getting one to the face. And if it's a zombie, we out. I'm not fighting anybody. Like, that's it.
And if you live in a house, like, I don't believe in ghosts. I seriously don't believe in ghosts, not even
Correct.
a little bit. But if I lived in a house and I saw someone's face in the fucking mirror behind me just once, I'd trust my eyes and I'd move the fuck out of that house. I'm not trying to live with that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean?
So if I'm being realistic here, I do believe that your brain could play tricks on you. I'm with you. I might go like a little bit further. I might go, what the fuck? Did I just see okay, maybe I didn't. Like, maybe I need to go to sleep. I don't know. But they
vividly
keep
seen
ignoring
something-
shit.
Yeah, they keep ignoring it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
First time, oh, maybe I'm just hallucinating.
That's right.
After the
just
third,
drunk.
after the third time that something horrifying
Yeah.
happens, it's time to leave. You know what I mean?
Like I go to my living room and all the furniture's floating. Like, and then they're still there 7 days later because they're waiting for the Vatican to approve a priest to come by or some shit. I'm like,
You know-
the first floating films. I'm like, we out.
You know what kill me about those movies and stuff every time is that how the demon will like, or the whatever ghost apparition, they you see them like in the corner of the room while somebody's not paying attention, or they just run really across real fast. But like the main character never notices. It's always for our benefits. I'm like, damn, bro, you just love how these demons know exactly where the camera's placed. Because they always like, hey, can you see me? I call them out. So.
But if
I
you were a demon, if you were a sentient evil spirit, would you not do any of that? Like, don't make me an evil spirit, because I'm gonna be like chilling up in the corner and be like, oh, look at this dude putting a camera right there. All right, I know what I'm gonna do tonight. I'm gonna do it right in front of the camera too.
I'll say this, man. Like, I was responsible enough to look at my girl dead in the eyes and give her a list. Like, look, these are the things I will fight for you, right?
Yeah.
Say, ghosts, like, this house is haunted. I'm like, we out. You know what I'm saying? You can come. If there's a situation where I make it out and you're in, I'm like, well, I can't fight. I can't throw hands with a ghost.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll throw hands with Chucky or some type of dog.
Slashers, man, I got guns. You probably have guns. We all have guns.
Well,
Got
really-
slashers, shoot them.
Well, again, depends on the slasher though. You know what I'm saying? Because if I seen Jason catch a 360 no scope to the dome,
Yeah.
and homie still wobbles his way to it. Same thing with Michael Myers, right?
I was just watching something where they're like they empty freaking all these rounds into the bad guy and nothing's happening, but they continue to do that thing, and I'm like, why do they do that? I'm telling you right now. What was the movie Cloverfield where the National Guard comes in and the guy's just like, oh, I'm just brushing it off. Let me tell you,
Time to stop shooting.
me and
CMJ, I'm
Judah both have been outside the wire in Afghanistan, and I'm telling you, I don't care.
service.
I don't. You're welcome for my service. Hashtag. So I'm telling you right now. I'm imagining. Okay, boom, we're out there. Insert bad guy here. Maybe he's like kitted up. Maybe he's like whatever. And it's like, all right, time to do my thing. Da 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 da. Oh, let me do my deal. Ta ta. Oh, he's still coming at us. I'm telling you right now. I don't care. I'm telling the commander. I'm telling all people. I'm like, I'm going back. I'm out. I'm not sitting here Yeah, just keep firing. No, this is stupid. Michael
Now,
Myers, I'm out.
Freddy Krueger, I'm in because I know how to beat him. I watched the Dream Warriors movie, and all you have to do is imagine you're something. I'd be like, "Oh, hey, motherfucker, I'm Goku." You know?
I mean that's cool and all, but I don't know, man. Like you got to figure out first you're in a dream and
See something ripple. As soon as something ripples, it's like, I'm dreaming.
I mean, but I also saw Inception. That they were getting fucking reamed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
That movie's so.
Hey,
I like that
not
movie.
but
Some of the shit's so stupid. Like,
but again, when it comes down to horror shit, right? When it comes down to scary shit, you know what I'm saying? Any type of apparition, just horror movies in general, right? Because at least in video games, at least most of them, they give you means to defend yourself, and everything is killable, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? In movies, I seen the dumb shit. The dumb shit is not the sex. The dumb shit is not the I'm gonna go investigate. You know what I mean? Before the actual haunting starts, I think it's everything that happens in between. You know what I mean? And I think the media, they need to change their strategies in how they start conducting scary movies, right? Because Brightburn, for example, where
awesome movie.
What you know?
Oh yeah, I never saw that.
You know what I mean?
It's good.
It's really good. But there was one particular scene that bothers me, right? Hey, Robo, you care for spoilers?
Go for it.
All right, so his father realized that his kid might be the alien antichrist. He takes him to the woods, and he's about to Yeller his kid, right? This is the same dude that knows that his son is basically Superman, right? And he's trying to hit him with a fucking deer rifle, and then like he's surprised. He is genuinely surprised when the bullet bounced off his head. And I'm like, bro, not for nothing. Why? Like, what was your thought process here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And that was like modern day stupidity in horror movies, right? I would like to believe that I wouldn't be that stupid, but look what's happening now, bro.
Fear makes you do stupid ass shit, dude.
What's funny is if we want to get into some literary type shit with that, I'm telling you right now, I think there's some things that I as a father, I'm not sure I would be able to do. Like I love my kids a lot, and so you start looking at what parents would do for their kids when they murder somebody, and they'll lie for them to make sure they don't go to prison, even though they deserve to go to prison, all that shit. And I'm imagining a scenario in which, like, man, if I don't kill my son right now, the world's gonna be done. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be like, well,
fuck the world.
The world's fucked, I guess. I'm not, So to get into like the literary part of it, it could be that he's like, hey, I gotta do this because it's like the right thing, but it's not gonna kill him anyway. And
yeah.
At least I can tell myself I tried.
At least I tried.
Yeah.
It's the Last of Us conundrum.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end, when he decides to rescue her at the expense of humanity.
Oh, right. That's right.
But you know what though?
Yes.
Joe gets a lot of fucking shit for that. Now, to me, it was like, okay, let's take away the whole.
Yep.
No, they didn't even guarantee. It's like, you know what? If we split her open, we're gonna cure this shit. We're like, no, this might save the world. I'm like, nah, y'all all getting capped. Fun fact: I didn't know it was optional to shoot the doctors. I clapped them all. They were like in the operating room. Someone's like, yeah, man, I just picked the Ellie and go. It's like, oh, you picked her up? I was.
Yep. I'm telling you, like, there's a couple things that people. There's a couple things that I've said before with regard to my personal feelings towards things that I love, and some are more controversial than others. Like, for example, like saving your kid or letting the world burn. Like, most people will be like, I get it, but there's another one too. My dog. My what?
We had this conversation before.
No, my dog and another human being drowning. My next question is always, who is it? Do I know them? Because I'm telling you, there's about 99.99% of human beings that are fucked if I gotta choose my dog over a human being. Like my mom, my dad, my brother, and even then, my brother, my brother's in pretty good shape. So if I see my dog and my brother drowning, I'm like, hey, you got it? Hey, Stefan, you good? All right, I'm going to get my dog real quick.
Hey, I'm asking for a friend. How about a individual, not in great shape, who has a heart condition? He
Hey, you lived a good life, man. I'm gonna sing a song at your funeral.
I've seen all three of the people in this chat, by the way, swim, and I'm telling you right now, none of us are equipped to save anyone who's drowning.
Well, even more reason that I'm gonna go after my dog. You know what I mean? Like I'm
Right.
that dude over there drowns probably gonna kill me. I'm gonna go get my dog real quick.
no, here's the thing though, bro. Is that even controversial? Because when it comes down to it, though, I mean, if you throw
Check
a
out
random
the Facebook
person,
comments on whenever that I'm always the dude. I'm like dog ain't bad. Oh, you're what's wrong with society.
well, it's like okay, let's go a little bit more. Make us as the dog, right? But if somebody tells me, hey, bro, you gotta, save your mom or these 10 individuals over here that you don't know. I'm like, mom. He's
Yeah.
like, okay, they're 10 kids. I'm like,
Mom.
fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Like, I
well,
don't
okay,
know.
now it's 100 people. Mom.
Like,
I'm like, no, dude, you don't get it.
100 people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what I'm saying.
I
Like,
hate
you
most people. Like most people are shit. Why the fuck would I pick up like the amount of shit is not gonna make me like, you know what I mean? Doesn't
Like,
matter.
I don't know. Like,
Mom every time for me.
Yeah.
I'll say my mom no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to. Like, I mean, everybody be like, well, I don't know, man. I think my mom, she's older. I gotta save these 10 kids. I'm like, look, man, fuck them kids. I'm gonna be right now. There's a chance that one of those 10 kids gonna be a whole asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, man, you be like,
There's a
who
chance
knows?
9 of those motherfuckers are gonna be whole
I might
assholes.
be doing the greater good. You never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, everybody always talks about like, damn, bro, that could have been a great baseball player. That could have been the one that cured cancer.
Maybe.
Maybe. Cool.
That's how I know you're from Panama. Not Panama, Dominican Republic.
Same thing. Either way, I'm gonna be like,
Tomato says he can't follow your Twitch link, but I'll make sure it's fixed. If it's a bad link, then I'll make sure it's fixed. Just check it out. I know it's late for you over there. It's like 5 a.m. for you, Tomato. But I'll make sure the link is good to go. Huh?
Oh, wait, Tomato, you waking up or about to go to sleep?
I don't think he woke up at 4 a.m. to catch the show.
Well,
You never know.
Maybe he's getting ready for work.
I like to think so.
You know
what?
what? Hey, Tomato knew this was going on. He set his alarm for like 3 a.m. to make sure that he did not miss the show. This is what
I would have done it for you guys.
Would you have? Lying ass.
I would. Tell you what, I'm so dedicated. I would have stayed up all night just to watch you guys. Because I already go to sleep at 5 a.m.
Yeah, you do.
Cool.
Now,
All right,
okay,
guys.
so real quick, these guys are awesome. If you guys are not subscribing, following, liking, these guys are good people to talk to, even though they might hate Batman a little too much. But you know what?
Hey, I don't hate Batman.
They're not perfect, but they're awesome.
You know, I wanted to say something about Batman real
But
quick.
fuck Batman.
That's why I love The Dark Knight so much. It's because Batman is badass. I love Batman. Just cut and paste him out of the DC universe, give him his own world, and Batman is dope. That's it. But when you start putting him up to like the Flash and Superman, it's like, come on.
I have a plan.
Until he sits in the, what is it called, the Mobius chair.
No, okay. So let me tell you something. This would piss off a lot of fans. Let me tell you something. I would love for this to happen. And I don't need it to be crazy. Give him a Mobius chair level shit. Give him a deal, and then here's the story. When he did that thing, you thought he lost all his powers, but now he has this thing where he just sees things on a limitless kind of level. And I'm like, all right, okay.
Like Frank Castle, give him like Cosmic Ghost Rider, like level him up. That'd be badass.
Well, okay, so I think that would be. I think Frank Castle to Cosmic. I would just a little tiny thing where Superman figures out this thing like, you still have the touch of Mobius in you, and that's why you're able to figure this out. And then Batman's like, oh shit, I guess I do. And now, for the rest of all time, it's canon that Batman actually has a superpower. And then all that planning shit makes sense to where it's like, no, he's not super strong, he can't fly, he can't do this. Just give him that super knowledge shit.
I'm going to tell you why that would never happen.
Fans would hate that shit. I wouldn't mind it.
Fans love the fact that Superman, Batman is just a regular dude amongst these gods, and it gives us the semblance that could be us, even though none of us have any type of engineer skills, have not gone to college, have no, you know what I'm saying? That's the whole allure of Batman. It's like he's just like me. Like, no,
Well, you
he's
need
not.
to get some
he's not,
couple
Jake.
$1 billion more.
You know what I'm saying?
More money.
Like a lot of people got mad then the Dark Knight, but what's the last one? Dark Knight Rises. They, you know what I mean? They goes like, oh, this Batman is he's so trash because how does he have no more cartilage on his knee? You know what I mean? To become Batman, he's been Batman for like a year. I'm like, bitch. Try parkouring up for fucking rooftops and beating a criminal for a living just for 6 months.
Cartilage ain't growing on trees, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Half of us can't even run, like excluding the military, right? And I'm saying, and not even the whole military, you know, just to say, like, you know what I'm saying? How many of us have do cardio regularly? And when I say cardio, I mean like run a mile, just a mile every day or whatever. I'm an American.
Beat your ass up, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This dude is over here parkouring on
fighting villains, jumping off roofs, rolling around, getting his ass beat.
And have you ever been in an actual fight? It's fucking tiring, dude.
It is. Yeah. And this dude's over here is just straight clapping cheeks and just, you know what I mean? Like, hey, if you're a petty criminal, you poor, and you live in the ghetto, Batman is after you.
So every time I imagine Batman clapping cheeks, he's twerking. That imagination, he's twerking, making his own cheeks clap.
There's actually a video there where like DC and Marvel like in a dance battle.
Oh, for real?
Read White Knight.
Hey, huh?
Does he twerk? Does he twerk in White Knight?
No. But all the shit we've talked about Batman in this entire episode is addressed in White Knight in a way that I think everyone here would like sort of agree with. It's very like.
I actually like White Knight.
Yeah, I liked White Knight a lot too.
You know what I mean? But either way, all I gotta say is these guys are awesome. Batman's Opinion Society. You guys should give them a follow, and
ring the bell.
Talk mad shit because they enjoy that, especially Robo. He's a social justice warrior.
I'm a fucking SJW, bruv. Hey, so like he said. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just gonna say, give Cypher World a follow and a bell ring as well.
Yeah.
Please.
Follow the links in the description. Tomato will get that Twitch link fixed. Maybe I fat fingered it because I got fat fingers. So here's the deal. I hope you like this stuff. If you're still here after 2 hours, you probably love us like Polly, or you're brand new like Tomato. But give us a follow. Ring the bell like they said, and hit up Flo over at Cypher over at Cypher World. We're gonna go ahead and close this out, and look forward to seeing you guys again. We're gonna be working on a special. It's gonna be a 3-part special on DC's Watchmen. So part one
is in this special. Is Mr. Manhattan's Blue Dawn gonna be featured?
100%.
First of all, he's received his doctorate, so please use the proper prefix.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's just respect, Dr.
Manhattan.
I actually have a protest because so many doctors out there who don't have a doctorate, but villains have very extensive.
Dr. Doom definitely has multiple PhDs.
Well, so does Harley Quinn, so does Freeze. But you know what I mean? But they don't go by doctor. I'm Dr. Harley, Harley Quinn. I'm not Dr. Freeze, it's Mr. So,
Mister.
Pepper's a doctor, Pib is a mister. Pib guy's got to finish his goddamn degree, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Hey, so we're gonna do this thing in 3 parts where you're gonna have the first part is before the Watchmen, and then we'll deep dive into that and talk about that. Then we're gonna do one on the main Watchmen book. And then we're going to go into the either hated or beloved Doomsday Clock. And so we're going to go into that. I would love, by the time we get to part 3, to have gotten the second part of that trade that's supposed to come out in May, but we don't know if it's going to come out. But that's what we have coming
Comics
out.
might die. Comics might die because of Corona, and then it'll never happen.
Oh, look, just to make sure.
Hey, adios.
Oh, take it!
Peace.
Comics, movies, TV, video games, anime, your powers combined. I freaking love comics.
Live with Judah and Robo.